base tier 2 tower. We've got a Sonic Wave in a bit, but the Glimpse, man, using, I mean, that's a great combo. They use the Blood Right for vision to allow them to get glimpsed back. Unfortunately, they lack the lockdown as they're without really just a stun. In fact, do we have a stun this game on Team Spirit?
I mean, no, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, who needs stuns when you have glimpses and ruptures?
I guess so.
All your game is about moving them around.
Oh, and with that death as well, no one oh man, to get sent home is that's unfortunate. They're gonna fight. They know it's a 5v4. But real quick, they did lose the Arcane Rune here on the Bottle of No One. That sucks.
Yeah, because that was a free exo. Well,
yeah.
Lower cooldown exo.
Yeah.
But Yatoru's playing super aggressively. I love this Dusa. She knows, or he knows rather, that Dusa is strong in the early game peaks without any items just because of Mystic Snake is such a powerful ability. And so he's fighting around that idea. But still farming because you're in the mid lane where the camps are nearby. You're near your triangle. You're still being efficient with your farm. However, the pressure you're putting up, especially because Stone Gaze could be up because you haven't used it yet.
Yeah.
Not that he picked a point in it, by the way.
No, but it's the thought.
It could be up, right? You can't guess how many points his play shot he has. It's so difficult. Or Mana Shield or whatever, you know. You just have to kind of hope that he doesn't have Stone Gaze.
Oh, they catch another one here. It is going to be No One. They catch another one. It's No One.
Those glimpses. By the way, guys, we explained this last game, but the interaction between Glimpse and Rupture is that if you are glimpsed and you are glimpsed 1,300 units or less, you'll still deal damage with Rupture. That's why you see this interaction. It's not that it doesn't always do that. Actually, not always, depending on the game.
I believe 1,300 is around this sort of range. I believe.
I'm not sure. I'm not good at units.
I think centuries are about 12 or 1,500. So it's around here. It's around here.
I barely know what country I live in. You're not gonna ask me.
Make that the diameter, not the. It's the radius, not the diameter. So the radius of like a century. That's about your blink range. I mean, actually, we can test it, right? Because Queen of Pain is the one to go off of.
That's true.
Because she cannot.
That's the range.
Yep,
yeah, so it's a bit bigger than the one you pointed out then.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
But that's the way you can think about it there. If you need to ever just hover and be like, can I blink away from this? No, not without
The right answer is no, most of the time.
It almost always is. Unless you're maybe Immersion Lion with the Aether Lens and a blink. If you get it perfectly, yes. Yeah, if not, you're dead.
Not necessarily perfectly, right? You have a bit of leeway with Aether Lens and the talent, but I agree with you.
True.
It's just unsafe to blink against a Bloodseeker. Just TP, dude. Just TP. He did go for an Atos this game, which is different to the last game's build. A bit more catchless and pretty good against Troll particularly.
Yeah, I think it's necessary when, again, you don't have a stun, right? I mean, we got Glimpse is great, Kinetic Field's fantastic early game, but eventually when these BKBs come up, that's not going to cut it.
I would like to see this game, the Bloodseeker going for a Heaven's Halberd actually later on. I think this is the game where Bloodseeker is just here to cancel Troll. Rupture's already pretty good against Troll. Heaven's Halberd is good at stopping him. Aethos again, right? Okay. You just build like that.
I like the idea of that because then that's going to free up your Shadow Demon Disruption either for a secondary source of lockdown to really, really go anti-Troll, or you can use that Disruption onto No One, for example, who's got that increased move speed on the ultimate, and with, of course, the kill there onto Immersion as they will catch him down bottom. Toronto Tokyo finding that one.
Sun away for that.
Might as well. He's not using it for anything else, right?
You thought you could hex me? Anyway.
But, yeah, I like the idea of going for the... Yeah, it's just more additional lockdown. You just need some anti-troll this game.
Just anti-troll, dude.
Yeah.
You don't want to let him... You don't want to let him rampage through the game like he does in his mom's basement.
Very true. Very true. I have Scotty immediately here for Yatoro. Is going to be queued up after the Manta style. But again, good farm. Has gotten now basically a solid 10 minutes of farming. It's, once again, kind of like game one. Everyone just wants to hit creep, you know, with no one showing in the mid lane. Team Spirit can't really go for smoke excursions elsewhere on the map. Otherwise, they just lose their tier 1.
They're quite comfortable playing the late game with DP, it seems like. No one is comfortable being a pseudo-win condition or like a dual-core DP, as opposed to the usual space creation.
We're going for Midas as well for after. I like the item. I do.
I think it's the right choice, honestly. I think if you're planning on going late game, Brewmaster falls off hard if he doesn't have experience or gold or some way to secure it. And you're not going to eat far.
No. Yeah. No, very true. And the XP is fantastic, but unfortunately, you are most likely dead here, caught in the kinetic field. We're rotating a couple of heroes. There's Soneko, though, with the save. Toronto Tokyo's got to jump away as they will not use the ultimate. Collapse.
Split and not gonna find him. Bloodseeker.
Not gonna find Maposhka either. He should be good to go. Yeah, free escape there.
Oh wow, with Primal Split waste, that's a pretty big deal. Because the early Primal Splits are the most valuable ones, right? So any Primal Split doesn't really pan out for you. It's, I mean, obviously with Midas, it's not as impactful, but it's still not why you pick a Brewmaster.
Yeah, definitely. And again, Yatoro, he's farming. Dream, they're still farming. Everyone just, they want to hit creep. They want to take this. I mean, neither team, yeah, you can play around like a really early power spike if you want. Maybe if you go for like, I don't know, what's like a really greedy first item for Collapse on an offlane Bloodseeker? You know, you've got the option, but why bother when you've got Medusa? They're all kind of just itemizing to play a little bit later on, and both teams just getting farm wherever they can and looking to boot enemies without really committing. They don't want to get into like a decisive engagement, right? If it involves the possibility of losing a core, they're going to back off.
And you go as Gambit and you try to force the fight here. Since you're up against Sonic Wave, Static Storm, and Stone Gaze, like these are some of the best counter initiation abilities you have. So right now, Gambit also feels like their hands are tied. Yeah, we want to play aggressive with Troll a bit more, but we don't want to take a bad engagement here. And there's no point right now in forcing these fights, which could just make us lose our lead, which you don't have, by the way. But it's close enough that they might think, they might think they're a bit stronger. I would say that 1K net worth for a team that has better late game. Still not good enough. I would say that ASM Gambit should be able to win these team fights if they fought head on. But of course, if you avoided the Stone Gaze.
Yeah, I think that's just going to come down to a lack of catch here, to be honest, and how powerful EXO is earlier on in the game, as we nearly have BKB ready for Troll, so they may be wanting to look for a little bit of a fight early on. Quick reminder, of course, that is going to be the Battle Fury Troll, so that, by my counts, by my experience, does farm a bit faster than a Maelstrom. Of course, it's less damage, though.
The Battle Fury?
Yeah, compared to Mjolnir. Sorry, compared to Maelstrom.
I guess it's less damage if you consider the attack speed that Troll gets. I'm not really sure, though. I'd have to actually do the calculation, because it does give you more damage every single hit, right? So I'm genuinely, I wouldn't know, honestly. I know that the Battle Fury is definitely slower in the sense that you are going to be farming with this item more than Maelstrom, which helps you fight a bit often.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that it doesn't give you damage. It's more that Maelstrom gives you, like, just a bit more sizable usage of your attack speed. But I think if once you get enough items, I think Battle Fury might be more DPS. I'm genuinely not sure. I would have to do the calculations. But it certainly makes you farm faster, which is the key here.
That's what I was going off of, right? Just the farm faster.
If you don't need to fight early, right, you go wide and wide.
Of course, trying to just keep pace, and you are actually keeping pace with this Dusa. So that's going to be quite impressive. Going for the first item, Scotty. They might smoke here because, of course, we've got now Battle Trance level 2, nearly level 3, my goodness. Vambrace, a BKB, 10 seconds. We nearly have a Yasha, and there's EXO level 2 now for a tier 1 tower mid lane. It's kind of rare to see this tower still standing this late in the game. As they may look for some sort of engagement here. They're going to lock down our Troll Warlord, trying to pop that BKB. Of course, he's going to be quite patient. Careful, though. We have Static Storm, so we can't quite overcommit, but Saneko's here to save him if it comes down to it.
Glimpse him back to Troll. They did have Rupture, but Collapse unfortunately was Hex, though.
Yeah, nice play from Immersion.
He decided to go for utility Bloodseeker build, which I was suggesting, but in a different way, right?
And
Solar
again,
Crest as opposed to the Heaven's Halberd.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but in the meantime, Toronto Tokyo's like, you guys want to skirmish mid? That's cool. I'll push top lane with this wagon. Do you mind if I get a little bit of damage here?
It's same as last time. These guys know the Radiant advantage is Roshan, and they also know that ASM Gambit has a much better Roshan lineup than last time, because you have a Troll. That just makes you. I mean, last time your Roshan lineup was pretty good.
It was good for fighting around Roche.
Yeah.
This
now
one is good for taking
You take
Roche.
Roche so easily, and as Dire, when you have this kind of lineup, you can really force it because you take away the Radiant advantage once Roche is dead, right?
Oh, the blank Afterlife's like, oh my goodness. Orchid, though, for Toronto Tokyo, they're not going to actually be able to get the lockdown of the vision. And then they're going to commit it here, trying to get off the ulti muted up. The glimpse right back in, and he is as good as dead. Nice job there. Good catch for Team Spirit.
And that is going to be another good kill here going for Team Spirit, honestly. It doesn't seem like ASM Gambit is looking to use the Brewmaster to take kills right now or even get pickoffs, right? They're just trying to use him to open up the map, which I think is fair.
They're going to Roche
no,
with
now
DD.
they Roche, okay.
Yeah,
They took the idea of the Troll Roche. I think it's the right choice, but of course, Team Spirit still has a tier 1 up there.
They're going to know now.
They might be able to fight this. Yeah, Shadow Poison gets vision of Roche. Can't take it in time. Stone Gaze just walk in. The Blood right first.
You got aggroed away.
They used Battle Trance already. They need to just walk in with Stone Gaze, but the Yolzender stops it from happening. Instead, Sonic Wave comes a bit too late. H's already on the Troll, and then Hex to the Queen of Pain. She could be in trouble, but no one now running away as Etoro has the Scotty. They allowed the Roche to fall.
I don't think they can realistically
That Yul
fight
Scepter
this.
by no one was on point. Now they glimpse him back, though. He didn't have the defensive Yul, so the glimpse from happening. The BK from Toronto Tokyo hoping to fight this, but instead it's just no one left behind. His team doesn't want anything to do with him. They know he's going to be the sacrificial lamb here.
Yeah, nice engagement there by Team Spirit as they're going to lose out on that Aegis, but they keep Troll away at least for a little while longer. Unfortunately, under Battle Trance, when you do pop it that early, you're uncontrollable. So as soon as you see a hero, or even like a lane creep, to be honest, Troll is going to target that lane creep over Roshan. I believe Roshan is just above wards in the priority of who Troll will attack first. Troll will almost never attack ward units, otherwise it'd be stupid. They just put a tombstone in front of you and you'd ruin the ulti. But yeah, that time around, they still take it. The Roshan, they use EXO level 2, they use BKB there on no one. They still snipe him though with the glimpse. But we also use the BKB. It's a 10-second duration here for Toronto Tokyo. But knowing how he plays, I'm sure he's like, good, I want this to be as low as possible because then they think they can kill me and I can kill them.
And we'll see now as Team Spirit with just a bit of a small lead starting to really get the kills that they're looking for, right? They're ASM Gambit, they're looking for small skirmishes, but they want to avoid the Stone Gaze, and I don't know how they can bait it out right now. Maybe Brewmaster initiates a Primal Split and you cycle in the Medusa immediately, right, to prevent that from happening. But do you have enough time in the 4.5 seconds the Cyclone has?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Plus, it's tough, right? It's tough with BKB if you can get that off in between landing. It's hard here, but yeah, getting that one out is going to be super impactful. Disruptor, we'll see, but with a Midas, actually a couple more farming items on ASM Gambit. Yeah, they're down in kills and 2 or 3K here at this stage. Not meaning a whole lot. His Afterlife is now, he's been able to farm up a Blink Dagger here for the Brewmaster. And should be really the rest of ASM
That's the
Gambit.
value of Midas, right? Even though he's been dying a bunch and just kind of creating space for his team, he has managed to get some decent items. Now with a smoke. Oh, wow, I heard that all over the map, huh? A worthy tribute. The echo is quite peculiar.
They are. Queen of Pain is not here. You did hear it from across the map because she's currently down bottom. And Yatoro, he's going to try and farm that camp. Little does he know, there's a lot of enemies here. And he did not get off the Stone Gaze. He is going down very quickly. But there's going to be the Static Remnant. Should allow him to maybe Stone Gaze here. He will. There's the Yule Scepter to try and lock him down. Toronto Tokyo, though, is going to force the BKB from no one. Nearly gets him with the Sonic Wave. But Dream no longer has the ulti. No longer has BKB. As Afterlife, they might actually be able to kill him through the ult. No, it looks like he'll be able to respawn.
Instead, no one playing aggressively, stopped by the Atos. Demonic Purge as well. He's confident in his healing, but he might get punished here. That false promise. You overstated your welcome here.
Yeah, and the Eye of Scotty reducing the healing.
Dream could also be in trouble, but Bloodseeker cannot quite catch up to him. Dream is fast enough with that Yasha. Also, Bloodseeker doesn't want to fight him head on, right? If you are going too fast, then your team cannot catch up to you either.
Yeah, that's true. That's a big mistake to be making. Yep. Okay, SNY for Troll. I mean, the farm items continue. He was not that great of an engagement, unfortunately, is at the end of the day, you lose basically all of your ultis.
On Charity, okay?
You've lost your 10-second, 9-second BKB now make that, as well as using EXO level 2. Not too bad, again, because we didn't use Aegis, so it's still just kind of a draw there. A bit of a win for Team Spirit, but not a big one. I'm clearly conflicted here. I don't know. It was a big win. It was a big win for them. I'll go ahead and call it. Team Spirit, they can be happy. They extend their net worth lead here to 5K.
I mean, a big win, if anything, to stop the gank, right?
Yeah.
That's already enough for you. I think that you not losing the Medusa there is already a big win, considering what your objective.
Some tiebreakers today. Here we go. Coming up on the screen here, this is the upper division, of course. First to third tiebreakers. Quincy crew sitting at the top. They get to play second because that is the winning team. So they get to watch EG and Undying duke it out. I'm doing Dakota's job. I don't know why. I'm going to stop now.
Keep going, Jenkins, please.
Jenkins in the hole further. Thank you. No, he's absolutely right, though. Quincy crew, they are still at the top. They have the best map score, if you will. So they have the right to sit out for the first best of one and watch. And then they will play the winner and then followed by playing the loser. Evil Geniuses versus Undying is going to be our first best of one series today. And obviously, we have witnessed this series already take place as a full best of three in the past league. And it was EG who got the better of Undying 2-0. So what do you think, gentlemen? Is there a possibility we could be in a rock, paper, scissors situation here? Or a Pokemon starter situation, however you want to put it?
Yes, there absolutely is opportunity. In fact, I think I'm going to predict that that will happen the first time, and then the second time it will not. I'm a big believer in people that lose against another team inherently. If they're similar skill, they have an advantage actually over the other team because they've learned more in the process. We've seen a lot of teams from lower bracket TI come out on top, or at least do a lot better than anticipated, just because the losing helped them in a lot of ways. It it whips them into shape, gentlemen. So I think Undying will actually take this one, but I think it's going to end up being a 3-way tie again, and then we'll have to go run it back later on today.
So do I. I actually agree with Suns fan, and convenient. I basically messaged him like exactly what he just said right before this even started. So like, looks like verbatim he has plagiarized.
Interesting. Every message that I'm
speech.
seeing from you is relating to belching and other degenerate topics. So I don't know
no,
maybe there's some code words in there that I'm not aware of.
I don't think so.
If you wrote it out, you should be able to read it back, right? Just read it back.
Would you like me to read your last message, Jenkins, by any chance? I would have no problem.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I mean, you already did. So, we'll go ahead and just skip past that. Let me tell you guys, okay? I told you before, Voice of Gaben spoke to me. He told me that this tiebreaker would happen. He told me that this lower division tiebreaker would happen as well for the lower division. Everybody thought I was crazy. Jenkins, stop listening to the voices in your head. Jenkins, stop standing in front of your bed and cutting toenails and placing them at the bottom of the bed because the voices tell you, and then burning them. Stop doing that. And everybody thinks I'm crazy, but let me tell you, this is exactly what happened. The voice of Gaben is never wrong. The voice of Gaben is telling me again that we are going to indeed have a 3-way tie here. And for the lower division, I don't think we are. I'm not hearing any whisperings right now from that, but I am hearing whisperings about this major slot. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a long day, guys. I've got a lot of diet sodas prepared for today because I had understood this gut feeling coming into this day. And I hope you guys are prepared because it's going to be a long one.
Are your toenails cut and clean, though? Or can you cut more if needed to sacrifice to the gods?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What's the deal?
I don't know what toenails.
All right. Continue, Jenkins, please. Go on.
Back to you, Dakota.
Yeah, so it could potentially be a very long day, as Jenkins was implying there, and Suns fan mentioned. If we are to go into a 1-1-1 situation, we would just run that tiebreaker back yet again. This upper division tiebreaker would take place at the end of the day after we get into the A team, black and yellow, and sad boys tiebreaker there. And gentlemen, we have to remember a very critical and important thing about these tiebreakers, and that what could mix things up is that these are best of ones. All right. The games are over. This is one draft that matters the most. For some of these teams, they may have spent these last 2 days just drilling a draft strategy for this one best of one potentially. And for others, they may play it on the fly and be, a bit more out there. So for you, Suns fan, somebody who's advocated a lot for these teams who are underdogs to pull out cheese and back, pocket strategies, for these upper echelon teams, what do you think they should do with their best of one?
Well, so the problem, it's all about mindset, gentlemen. I always talk about if you feel like you're the underdog, you're going to pick some cheese, right? Or what we would consider cheese, like a last pick Broodmother, a Huskar type hero, a Rasta Mid is the favorite of all three of us on the panel that we've all agreed with would be great in these games. But in this upper division, I feel like every team thinks they genuinely think that they're the best. So I don't think we're going to see anything crazy unless a pick, comes up that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. We predicted that it's going to be a 3-way tie the first time around, but obviously depends on picks. I know Undying is, it'll be hilarious. So when Undying played EG last, they ran it back, right? It was basically the same draft twice in a row with one hero different from each respective side, basically. I would love to see that draft again. What if they run it back a third time, gentlemen? That would be truly stubborn. Of course,
that was
then probably a loss, so hopefully not.
Yeah, looking back here, it's like that was the double Medusa run back from the Evil Geniuses side that did get the advantage against Undying. And really, that was the only time we saw Undying look at that. They were like brought down a peg almost at that point, which is interesting because, you could say the same for EG when they had to go against Quincy before. Quincy seemed to kind of have their number. So I really do not know how this tiebreaker could end up. How much has Undying, you think, learned, Jenkins, from their last meetup against Evil Geniuses? It doesn't seem like that was really that long ago, right? Maybe 2 weeks. How much have these teams really scrimmed and practiced and changed? How much has the meta, you think, changed? Medusa was a thing a couple of weeks ago. We didn't really see Medusa at all last week. Where are we going with some of these picks?
So
potentially,
I think what you said like hit the nail on the head that we're probably not going to see. You could say that. You could say that. You're not going to see a Medusa pick go so unpunished in the current meta. Like even though it's only been like a week or two, I could tell you the perception on this hero has completely changed. This has changed from a kind of like last pick sort of cheese hero, like about on the same level as like an Arc Warden, to this is actually one of the best carries in the patch. It's like it's considered probably an A tier carry and probably S tier if you can get it in the second phase, especially if it's like one of the later picks or 8th pick, for example, and then have those 3 block picks. So I think, I really do think that when Undying lost to it, EG was like innovating on this hero. And I know Arteezy was innovating on this hero because he was the only one that was really picking it in pubs as well as some other Medusa spammers. But now it's just well known that this Alchemist and this Medusa are like OP heroes. Everybody knows that. So I don't think they're going to get cheesed like that. And I think they're probably going to think along the same line of reasoning too, where even if we look at that series and we analyze it, it's like, okay, no cheese happened here, right? EG just played better. They're still going to say, oh, these guys can only win with Medusa. Because you heard Moon Meander, like these guys, like they're very confident. They think they're the best team in here. And so they're going to look at basically every series that they lost or every game that they lost, and they're going to have some reason for it that they've moved on past. And I think even though it's only been like a week or two, this team has the momentum. Like they have the drive to move past things really quickly. And I'm not sure if that's true for Quincy or EG. We'll see here today.
Yep. We are slated to begin our draft hopefully any moment here, but a critical one at that. A reminder, it is just the best of one, and then we're done potentially. We could even find out who our winning team is after the second best of one if we get 2 straight wins potentially here. But here we go. Draft underway, gentlemen. Curious to see what the primary first pickups are going to be. An early ban already on the Mirana of all things, not the Enchantress. Probably looking to leave that out there as a potential hard 5 pickup.
Yeah, we should mention that the last time these two played when they did run it back was 2 weeks ago. So the meta has changed a bit. We saw, like, just as an example, Nyx Assassin was the first ban in both games last time around. Will probably be untouched because of the nerfs to him. You never know, though. It might be really good in the game. We'll see. But Enchantress, I'm actually looking at their draft. They played, Undying played it once, but other than that, it wasn't banned in the first game. So it was a late pick, too, the 3rd pick, second phase.
Banned this time, so we're going to see Dubu wade in his very shallow pool. It feels like outside of Enchantress, it's been like, the Undying, maybe a Witch Doctor, but not too much else outside of that. Probably going to look to prioritize one of those in the early part of this draft. Alk taken off the table. I'm a fan of that, of course.
5 seconds
I don't think anybody really wants to get involved with that playstyle. I mean, even in the Europe region, which had just concluded, Alk is a different position, but you could see the priority of the Alk hero in, that region too. I'm just going to emphasize that we're going to be seeing a lot of Alk potentially at the major if there's no changes. But Definitely. Look at this. First pick, Rubik here coming out from Undying.
Damn.
Ooh.
Wow. All right, they got something. They got something planned, gentlemen. This was very fast picking from Undying.
Ooh.
They don't give a crap what EG is picking. Like, we're picking for ourselves. Have absolutely no care in the world. But I mean, it's a solid opener. Rubik, very versatile as a support. It kind of blocks a lot of heroes as well, right? And then Beastmaster's just been super strong this patch.
I've always been waiting for a team to do this, where they so Undying took 2nd pick, which both of the games against Quincy that they won, they had 2nd pick. I think this 4th pick into like 3 bans is just such a strong, an easy place to open a draft. And I've been waiting for teams to like pick some Zoo hero as this 4th pick and then like ban out anti-Zoo, because PA is not so much anti-Zoo. This is kind of interesting, actually. I thought they would just ban out a bunch of anti-Zoo, but I assume they've there's so much thought that goes into a draft like this, where it's like, all right, what are these like weird fringe picks that EG could pick right now that are just gonna like cheese and win them this game?
I think also it could force them to ban like a Lycan too. So it's like not only are you getting, you know, into their head thinking that they're going to go for scraps on deep push, but you know they're going to have to force out one of their own bans on a hero that is like a must remove. Otherwise, you could look at getting rolled over in a best of one.
True. You know what? And now that I'm thinking about it, like I actually think it's going to be very hard for us to predict almost anything in these drafts, just because like they're, like you were saying earlier, they're best of ones, and they've been probably thinking about these these specific drafts and these specific players for like just hours and hours and hours on end, like days on end. So I bet there's like they have so many hypothetical drafts planned out with all of these like switcheroos and these like flex picks and these baits that it's gonna be super hard to predict.
If they do this, we'll pick that, and if they pick that, we go that. It's like a branching tree, possibly of potential avenues that these teams have already, like you said, premeditated the strategy that they're trying to get a hold of.
Like this instant Earth Spirit is it's really good against. I mean, they pick the Beast after the Earth Spirit, but still this Earth Spirit's like quite good against the Beast because you can roam and stop his early pressure. You can leave the off lane, and it's also good against the Rubik because it's not really great to steal any of Earth Spirit spells on Rubik. This DP can be played as a 5. I know a lot of people are playing it as both a 5 and off lane and a mid, so it's incredibly flexible right now. Beastmaster not so much. Like this Undying draft really seems inflexible to me, unless they're doing something crazy. I guess they could do Dubu 5 Rubik, which some regions are playing the 5 Rubik.
Another hero that has been very popular. There's no way EG picks it against Rubik Beastmaster, but the support Enigma has been very popular in NA, so a little bit surprised it's been completely untouched.
That's like Zoo stuff
last time
too.
we saw, Zoo. I guess that does count as Zoo as well. But last time we saw EG, what was it? Was it the Queen of Pain and Puck? Were those the two heroes that Abed? I mean, it was against 5-man Midas, but he went completely, absolutely ham. But it looks like the position ones for the most part are what they're focusing on here. So Ursa is still one of the prime position ones left.
This is just both teams like banning all the carries. I don't understand. Medusa's still there. We still have that hero.
Yeah, EG had typically picked up their Abed her, at least in the early part of the league, you know, with Bat Rider and such was such a prominent pickup for the mini patch. They would grab that up nice and early, but yeah, they're holding off the Abed pick unless it is the DP flex, of course. But here we go. For the namesake, and on your best of one, here comes Undying for Team Undying.
Well, he plays 2 heroes, so he gets his second. I'm sure he's pretty happy about that. It's not quite the Enchantress, of course. The hero is literally unkillable, whereas Undying just dies over and over in the game. So a little bit of a different strategy there, as it were. But yeah, in terms of the carries, Morphling, Ursa are the main 2 that come to mind in terms of what they've been playing a lot. Earthshaker was very popular, obviously, pre the patch, and EG took it both times in their games against Undying, but unlikely to see that here, as probably 3 out of the 4 supports are picked.
I think if you're EG, you're happy about this Undying pick. Like, you just throw the Death Prophet Earth Spirit in lane against this hero, and I don't think any of the like current meta carries do that well against Death Prophet in lane. I actually think that's a big reason why she's such a strong offlaner, because like any Troll, Monkey King, Ursa, like any of these heroes just don't do anything to a DP in lane. And we've seen the Earth Spirit versus Undying matchup. Like, you just get boots and you run away from the Undying, and then Death Prophet's like the fastest move speed hero in the game, and she's not a strength hero, so you actually don't care about the Undying. So maybe Dubu's, I don't want to say his hero pool's limited, because I feel like it's not. I feel like he just still always plays like the same heroes every game. Maybe the Undying team like really relies on him playing that hero. Okay, they go for the Tidehunter, which I would actually imagine is probably a 5.
Yeah, I mean, it of course has also been Ice's off-lane pick a couple of times earlier in the league.
You know what, actually?
But, yeah.
They could do it as a 3 if they have the Beastmaster solo if they have the Tide solo safe lane versus the Beast. Like, I don't think you pick this Tide to run it into the Undying. I think they've
done that already. They did that. You know, I can't remember who they did it against, but I think it was even with the Tidehunter too. They did an aggro lane setup and gave Tide the solo lane in a winning matchup where Ice farmed and pulled out the W.
But then I think you need really strong tri-laners, because you're tri-laning into an Undying who, you know, has this like AoE decay.
I feel like EG is trying to bait out the Slark pick that Undying picked up both times in their games and got smashed both times because the hero, I mean, I don't know if you guys agree with me. I feel like Slark as a hero right now, either it needs to be the perfect game for him, or he just needs to snowball, which is something I feel like he can never really consistently bank on.
I think
obviously really good against Tide.
To win the game as a Slark, you have to. I really think that you should run this Tide as a 5 now. I feel like Death Prophet just completely dumpsters Ursa in lane. She just sits there and right clicks him from super far away, and he literally is like this gap close hero that tries to just run at you. And Death Prophet's the fastest move speed hero in the game. I think you just pull from Europe and run this Tide as like a sup right now.
Not something I've ever seen Fly do. I mean, it's Tidehunter, so I'm sure you can kind of make it work, of course, but nonetheless, something.
To be
unless
fair,
he's been grinding in scrims, he might be rusty.
When he was playing for Secret, he played off lane, and he played a lot of Tidehunter. It was like the only hero that they allowed him to play, actually, if I remember correctly. And then he got kicked, so like maybe Tidehunter's not the best, but
familiar with the hero, but certainly going to be interesting if they have it in that kind of laning setup and you're neutered a bit on the farm you're probably used to, but nonetheless still brings that potent team fight and pressure. But yeah, what is the Arteezy hero looking to be? Lots of those Candid heroes have already been banned and taken off the table, and Ursa's already out there. They go with the PL. Okay,
really good PL
against
pick.
the Undying.
Yeah, great. It's like the beast counter in lane 2. Like this beast. It's so annoying playing beast into PL. Like you basically have to go axes, but he has a Rubik with him, so like he doesn't have a coddle to like spam the axes or anything like that. You just like the board just does nothing to a PL. By the time you have your Necro, PL has enough Wraith Bands and Treads. He can literally just run at your Necros and kill them before you can roar him. It's so annoying.
Is the PL, you think, good enough to be able to handle an aggro lane, even though it's against an Undying, if they do decide to put this Tide as a 3?
I don't think so. I think what they're doing, I actually really like the Tide as a 5 right now, because not only like is this like a trending thing that people are doing that looks pretty good in general, but think about like what we're talking about, right? We're saying like, okay, aggro so that way Tide can go against the beast. If you run the Tide as a 5, he gets to go against the beast, right? Like then if beast rotates to the safe lane, Tide's a 5, he can just rotate there as well. You're just sitting there and gushing and anchor smashing boars. Like it actually legit. I really want to see them run this Tide as a 5. I mean, we'll see, but it feels like it could be a good game for it.
I think you have to either pick, if you're EG, pick or ban Puck right now. Puck's really good against PL specifically, and I guess Earth Spirit, but who cares about that? But they still need a mid from each respective side. Now they're starting to ban them. So Void Spirit, obviously Lesh would have been amazing against PL in the mid to late game, and gives them extra push potential as well.
Storm's out there too.
So
I mean, I could see potentially either side.
We've seen Undying running Bryle on these like non-carry heroes on the mid lane, and I think it's the only time that they don't look strong. I think Undying play the best when they have some sort of like carry-esque mid lane. So that's the only reason that I'm like against the Puck, is just because I feel like this team is exceptional when Bryle's like the guy that is the win condition. As amazing as Tomato is, I think Tomato's really good at running around and getting active, which is why Ursa and Monkey King are great heroes for him. Because they can actually like be active, you know. They're not like a PL or like a PA who just sits in jungle. These heroes can jungle, but they can also fight, which is nice.
It's not a carry per se, but I think on paper Tiny is pretty good for Undying against this EG lineup. It's basically just Tide that he doesn't Avatos combo away, unless it's a position 5 Tide, which we're assuming it might be.
Yeah, Tiny has been that fallback when the spirits aren't there, but I kind of side with Jenkins also that it's a bit snowbally, and whereas when he's done like the morph or even DK, if they did the old anime DK.
Lycan is still there.
Storm Spirit.
Storm.
Okay, so Storm.
So it looks like they were either running a 5 Death Prophet or a 5 Tide with Abed Storm mid. And I think for the lanes, like it's much better to run DP as your offlaner.
10 seconds remaining.
So let's see. I mean, Puck is really Puck is banned. They banned it.
They banned it themselves.
Yeah. So I don't know what a winning laning matchup against Storm is that also is more of an objective kind of core than a snowball-y move around core. If you're hoping to get that playstyle on Bryle, that is.
Okay, they just go for the Windranger.
The trusty. Yeah. The trusty.
Yeah.
When in doubt, no one's gonna ban that hero. That's for damn sure.
Right, gentlemen.
Ooh.
Okay.
Best of one. It's all this. Got to make a prediction.
I know I predicted Undying before the draft, but I actually like EG's draft more. I feel like PL, they got nothing for him. Ursa, it feels like pretty bad against PL generally. So I'll go with EG in this game.
Jenkins?
I'm going to go EG as well. I feel like there's not enough to stop the PL and the Storm in this game. I think by the time Wind is strong, the Storm and the PL will be popping off.
It is a 3-tide, though.
It is, yeah. They're going to do some crazy laning shenanigans.
Okay, we'll see if the anime power of Undying will shut down Evil Geniuses or if EG's draft will get it done. We go to a break, but when we come back, we have got Trent, Gods, and special guest Owie 2000 on the TriCast. Be here for that.
And we're here. What should be the final day of the North American Dota Professional Circuit has come. We've got tiebreakers between Evil Geniuses, Undying, and Sad Boys. And Quincy Crew. Sad Boys, they play later. Joining me is Trent and AUI 2000. Trent, you excited for today?
Yes. This is it's tiebreakers today. I'm sure a lot of you already tuned into to Europe. Oh, you can't hear me? Oh, my bad. Yes, stream can hear me. Apologies. Thank you. Now my co-casters can also hear me. Sorry. You guys have been tuning in all day, I'm sure, to tiebreakers. Don't worry, there's a pause. Don't panic, guys. All right. Moon's got a mouse problem. So we got a lot of things to figure out here today, and the easiest thing to do is to just win.
Just win. Yeah. Then you don't have to worry about any shenanigans. How do you go about just winning AUI? Which of these teams do you feel like set themselves up to just win?
I think overall EG's draft is more solid, but Undying have this like snowball potential. I think both top lane and bottom lane, they can actually win these lanes pretty well. I'm not too sure because traditionally versus Beastmaster, you want like heroes that kill the boar, and like PL's supposed to be good versus mid lane, but I don't know if DP's like if you have PLCM, then Beastmaster lane is pretty much unplayable. But DP doesn't offer any like slows or stuns for the boar to kill it. So I think if Beastmaster goes boars in this lane, then he can win that lane. And top lane, you have the potential. Oh, they're actually looking to go aggro on Undying.
I think they're assuming that they're going to go aggro on EG. And they think that they're going to send Ice Bomb to try and match the Saberlight Beast.
Yeah, that's not bad, actually. I think Ursa, I don't know when it's how it is now, but I know I played a game with like no one Ursa who played versus PL, and he just hunted him the entire game, because if you get that first hit on him, then you can see which one's real with the Fury swipes.
Right. What could Arteezy's doing where he's standing? I think he was trying to dodge potential hawks and stuff too. He's like trying to cut the trees, but like I don't think they've actually seen any of the heroes down here or top.
Well, one of the things the panel talked about was the ability to flex these heroes in different roles. The Tidehunter to a support, something we've seen in Europe, but EG, a team that has not flexed heroes between roles at all. Only the Pengo has been played by multiple different players when it comes to EG. So it's I don't know if it's surprising or just the EG way where they kind of stick to what works for them.
Yeah, I think EG, they're pretty confident in this lane, even though, because they were talking in the panel about having this 5 Tidehunter, and I really like the idea. But I think EG, just because they're Radiant, they're pretty confident in playing Tidehunter Earth Spirit into pretty much any of the Undying heroes this game, just because the Poe is so strong on Radiant.
Yeah, that's true.
Early TPs. I think Undying caught wind that they did not get the lane matchup they wanted, so Saberlight insta TPs down bottom. And Ursa's going to TP up top. We'll see if EG follows suit with their own TPs or if they're just going to, like you say, be happy with the lanes and play it out.
Yeah, I think EG should be okay with this, honestly. Like, Ice is very good at getting more out. Like, that's honestly his specialty, like getting more out of this lane than he should. And, like, it's Undying, which is annoying, but the lane's already pushing for him. They're going to pull the second wave and he should be fine.
Yeah, he's, you know, maybe it was a long time ago, but he definitely spent like a good 6 or 7 years playing the offlane like this, right? You know, no friends, always up against it. That was kind of the old classic for the position 3 players.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I used to see like some Light of Heaven Windrunner, and he would go hit Ancients through like some gap in the map.
The Quelling Blade.
And that's what you would get.
Yeah.
Well, Ice gets is an early first blood. I don't think that's what he was planning.
He just died to decay. Like, he just got right-clicked to death. There were no stuns, there were no slows. He was just overplaying his hand a bit, and he had the stick charges, but I think just barely didn't manage to get those out.
Actually, yeah, he just straight up took 585 damage from Undying. That's it.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. You can see the impact of decay, right?
Sometimes that's just life, I guess. That death is actually, it's surprisingly impactful because it lets Dubu be freed up to get the small camp pull up, and now the lane equilibrium is reset. Because normally you do this pull as Earth Spirit. And if Crit Man, actually, this hard camp is blocked, so this will actually free up Crit because it's going to double way back into Tidehunter after they finish the small camp. He got the worst camp in the game. I should get removed. Thank you. I hate the kobolds.
Yeah. Yeah, but they got that sassy guy with the wine goblet. I don't know. Maybe he can just get a few more creeps. Would that help?
Yeah, just make it strong.
Bigger.
Every other camp in the game actually does something when you single pull it. And that camp, like, you can pull just the range creep and it won't kill the range creep. It's actually very silly.
Let's add a few more kobolds. You know, 5 is not enough.
Yeah.
Let's get to like 7 or 8.
Alchemist buffed again, gods? I don't know. All right. Hold on.
But yeah, Crit's plan seems to just be to continue pulling waves. He's managed to grab a double range creep from behind the tower, so he's going to get this for Ice behind the tier 1, I imagine.
We can deny a lot of creeps with this.
Yeah, he barely caught that too. Like, he rolled in and snagged it as it was going under the tower. It was really nice. Oh.
Unfortunately, it's under the tower, so they're not going to get as many denies off.
Yeah. Well, still getting the CS at least.
That's pretty unfortunate though, because Ursa, Tomato did a really good job top. He kept the lane control. He's going to deny 4 creeps out of EXP here, and like, even though they're doing this lane pull stuff, like, he's not really losing that much.
Well, talked a lot about this top lane. Looking at some of our other lanes, down bottom it seems like Arteezy is doing just fine farming against the Beastmaster. It doesn't really feel like either lane has pulled away or done a whole lot to dominate this lane at all.
To be honest, I feel like if Beastmaster gets to go boars and he's having a decent lane though, he's eventually going to kick P out of lane. So I think that's actually favored for Undying there too.
And we saw Moon walk home and do the TP mid to refill the bottle before the 4-minute rune too. So now Bryle should have a pretty big advantage in that fight.
Yeah, we'll see what supports come and look to influence those runes. Crit is near this top rune, so you're going to imagine he's going to try and help secure it for Abed, but Undying also rotating their Undying to the top rune. So 4-minute rune's coming up soon, and Abed's going to gamble on the bottom one, and it's going to be a haste rune, so gets the fortunate rune spawn.
That's just the out skill right there.
That's you know, some people got it, some people don't get it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. $12 last hits now for Ice. Nice. Catching up. A little bit, I mean, kind of even there with Saberlight. Still our only death of the game, though.
Yeah, I feel like none of the lanes really have that much kill threat. We're going to see Crit start to work his way through bottom, but Moon plays a really good ward here. It's completely nullifying the Thirst Spirit rotate.
Yeah, and in combination with the haste rune, it's like, yeah, Abed's living past 6, you know? Like, you love killing the guy before level 6, but not this game.
Yeah, Crit
like
really wants to
there.
Get these early urn charges.
He's saving his haste rune for the bounty runes. So now he has an active haste on the bounties, and he can secure 2 here. Ooh, but Dubu...
unless Dubu's got the moves.
Yeah, Dubu, Dubu's got it. And the top side, it's going to be a bit of a fight over the bounty runes.
That might secure his escape.
And yeah, with the haste rune wearing off, yeah, they can't actually punish him for doing this. EG did punish Moon's Rubik for going for a bounty rune. They had numbers and rotated.
I level that one.
Yeah.
I was so greedy to go back to the tower with that.
There we go. Crit's got his turn charges, so that's going to give him a bit of extra gank potential. The Tombstone Gold, plus 125 for Abed.
That's actually a big deal, these earn charges. I feel like their lineup, it lacks a little bit of damage for these early ganks. And oftentimes, like if you have one extra nuke of anything, like you're getting a double kill instead of getting turned around on.
See a quick pulse come out here and kind of take stock of where things are at. Storm, 45 last hits. A lot of those are, well, some of those have been neutrals. But very good
if you want to watch a mid player who's very efficient with his mana, I used to always say like Thompson and Abed actually. Like how they farm from the mid lane is very, very solid. Like they'll never miss a drop of efficiency. I remember watching Abed when he's first come on the scene, and this guy would drop his like no talisman or Wraithband in order to use his Fairy Fire in the clutch fights, like when you're fighting
in the middle of lane.
Yes. Yeah. Like no, you're like both like 10 HP and he's dropping his items to Fairy Fire. But when you do stuff like that, you will eco efficiency. It's like we have such an old game, but you can still win this game with like these sort of reverse AI plays, I like to call them. Like you're not really interacting with the other player, you're just doing better.
Well, 6-man Rune gonna spawn bottom. Abed. Yep. Having the mid game of his life.
The thing is, this Beastmaster actually has a level advantage on the PL bottom, and I don't know, PL's like supposed to counter Beast, but if you don't have additional nukes to kill, good rotation, but he doesn't have pull.
Wow, saw it coming. And yeah, just no points in the pull. Insta TP, I guess he assumed a pull was coming when the TP happened, so he kind of, I wouldn't say panic, but he just preemptively TP'd to stop the storm killing him, but yeah, no points in the Vortex.
Did he see that it was a regen rune? Or did they just know that he got something bottom?
I know Moon was on top of the ramp. They knew the rune was bottom.
I don't think they saw it.
I don't think they saw it. He might have showed somewhere. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. The thing about that play is like it's not so bad for Abed just because it's regen. But I feel like what happened there was Arteezy's calling that the Beastmaster was playing too far up in lane. He knows that Abed got a regen rune, but he didn't click Abed to check for if he has pull or not. Because it's like a lot of stuff to check for if you're calling the gank. So then the comms like, oh yo, we can kill this Beastmaster, which is like a really good call by Arteezy, honestly. But then you don't have pull. So then it's like, it gets sort of weird there, you know?
Is that just like a matchup thing where you don't get pull against the Wind Ranger usually? Because usually you see Storm get pull at level 3 or 4.
I mean, I don't play a lot of Storm, so I can't talk about it too much, but I feel like you should always have pull. But that's because I'm a support player, so I want my core to have first set in BKB, just ruin all their games to make my life easier.
I've seen it when they feel like they're going to get away with a lot of neutral camps, they just skip it.
Yeah. No, that is pretty much how it works. I feel like if you're going to skip it though, like, and you're planning for neutrals, usually you would max the static remnant anyways though. I think he's going to save the point for it now at 7. And
oh yeah, I saw there from Knoxville. His dude was on this Undying. I think he said it's only the 3rd game they've actually picked it, but they're undefeated so far.
Ooh.
You know, 2-0.
This game is really slow tempo. I mean, right now, Beastmaster has 6. He has his Necro Book. This game should come down to basically is like, do EG have a way to stop this Beastmaster from pushing this tower? Because if Beastmaster opens up the map here, like, it's very hard to deal with this hero. Tidehunter doesn't have the levels or resources because his lane went not the greatest to actually stop this. This is a free tower.
Yeah, EG trying to make a similar move up top, but that's a PL. It's not going to push towers anywhere near what a Beastmaster can, so...
And Ursa can just stand in front of that tower for now. And he's doing a really good job here. I see a lot of carries just like get out of there, but sometimes like you need to sacrifice a bit as carry for the greater good. And all Tamao has to do is, he's maybe losing 1 medium camp in the jungle, but he's stalling out like 30 seconds for 4 to 5 Radiant heroes. Just because Ursa stands there, Abed has to walk over and they're able to take bot tower and put pressure on mid tower.
Yeah, look what Dubu did, right? TP'd mid instantly and thinking about dropping the tombstone, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like imagine the wave skip.
Ursa leaves there. Oh, sorry. Go.
No, I was just saying he's getting hit by tower, so he noticed that there was a ward over here out of his vision.
That's nice, actually. That's a cute play. Very cheeky. If Ursa left there, like, Undying wouldn't have such a good position on the mid tower. Right now, it looks hard for him to defend. They TP ice ball, but he has to walk mid immediately. This game's slowing down even more.
And Beastmaster's come mid, so there's a Necro Book in a couple of seconds to help with this push, so EG need numbers and definitely need the Tide to sit in front of this tower, even though he's a little underfound.
I mean, this Beastmaster's like strong right now.
Yeah, Saberlight just drew bottom, and he's like, now just go bottom. Like they're trying to pull EG across the map right now.
It's such good map movement from Undying, honestly. Like, you know you have the tempo advantage, so EG's, like, they're not farming when to walk between lanes, so you can force these rotations, but once they're sitting there, like, you don't have to go up mid. Like, if they want to set 4 to 5 heroes behind the tower, like, just don't go in there. You've already got a map control, you're going to pressure the other lanes, and you should be happy with that.
Ryle, looking for Arteezy, but yeah, not going to walk to the tree line. Yeah, that's the hardest argument to make in all of pubs, though. Guys, they brought 5 mid. Just leave. Just walk away. Just let it go. We don't need to throw the black here. I know you want to, but please.
And you look at EG's draft, they've hit level 6 on some pretty key heroes. You've got Tide Ravage, Death Prophet Exorcism. If anything, I feel like EG's ready to take a team fight now.
Yeah, honestly, when you're playing versus a Beastmaster that's super farmed, you're basically hoping that he messes up. Because, like, this hero, when he dies, he gives a lot. It's more like he does so much while he's alive that, like, when he's dead, it means more. I don't know if I'm...
It's the brew, you know?
Yeah,
same thing.
Like, he's so much map pressure, but, like, the hero swings really hard between when he has his lanes pushed out versus when the enemy pushes into you. Like, if it's the enemy's pushing into you because they have a Tide Hunter versus your Beastmaster in lane, then this hero can't do anything. Like, he's actually a 0. He's like a 10 out of 10 if the lanes are pushing in because he can just make so many rotations, as his rotations lead to, like, tower damage and stuff.
Even just then, EG smoked up 2 heroes to go hunt Beastmaster bottom, but he preemptively TP'd out. Saberlight is just like one step ahead of EG at all times, it feels like.
Had a lot of good vision in that bottom jungle, too. Between like Hawks and Wards and down there as well, so very good eyes on that from Undying.
And this is some TI style pressure right now. Like, you're in a best of 1, you're playing for a major, like, they don't want to make the super risky moves, and honestly, I don't even know who it favors at this point. Because, like, if Beastmaster was a little bit less farmed, then I'd say, like, EG's line, they have this Tide Hunter, they have this PL who's scaling pretty well. But Undying's lineup is, like, no slouch. And this Urza hero, he's not that bad versus PL, honestly.
EG, they smoke up towards mid. They're near Tomato. Not the best hero to go on because of the Enrage, though. Will they invade this triangle? It looks like they're going to stick around this mid. Maybe just get this T1 mid tower. It doesn't seem like Undying have any plans to defend it, knowing how strong EG are with those ultimates. They're just giving this one up. Jubu maybe going to run in and take the game. He gets jumped on with the silence. He takes a few spells here. Kick back to the high ground.
He must have flubbed the stone drop, I guess?
Yeah, crit.
I've never seen crit make that mistake. I've watched a lot of crit with Spirit.
Yeah.
And to kind of, I mean, anyway, this is a, you know, BO wants to go to major, but in some ways this is potentially BO wants to go to TI because there's only 2 majors before TI. If you don't get to these majors, chances of getting enough DPC points to get to TI is pretty low. So this is a lot of pressure for these teams.
That's honestly, like, the impact of that kill honestly isn't that high. It's more like if it's gonna do anything to damage your psyche. Because, like, I mean, I don't think Crit's the type of person who would be rattled by that, but I would be annoyed by myself at that. I would think about it, you know? I'd think way too much about it.
That's when you just blame your keyboard and then just move on.
That's true.
You're just
sorry,
like,
guys,
oh, no, whatever.
Lagging. Anyone else? Can you guys hear me? Am I a robot? Like, test?
Yeah, he
but, like, honestly,
right
like, what were they gonna get there? Like, they came there for the mid tower, and they might have got a bonus Dubu, but, like, they're fine with just getting a mid tower. It doesn't affect the game in any way. He still has an earn charge. Like, there's really no difference.
Well, Abed's close to his Orchid now. That could open up a few more rotation potentials. But for the most part, Undying, partly why there's so few kills, is just they have such good vision. Ward's in the top of the map, the bottom of the map. The Hawk is behind this tier 1 mid tower, scouting out. Fly and Ice, trying to make sneaky moves as we speak. It just sees everything EG are doing right now.
Tomato and Arteezy are trading back and forth in this top slot too, as one moves to the camp and the other like starts the run, but it's right, almost ring of health time.
They have Link, they have Orchid, it's go time. PL had the Fuso, he made his first move to mid tower, he's going to save his TP and they're going to take a fight bottom. This is a really big moment for EG.
What do you think about this blink on the Tide? Do you think this is the play?
I think it's good. I think they have the Storm who can, like, jump in and kill anyone, right? Yeah. So how it works when you have this automatic catch is that you need the team fight to back it up. So, like, this is a really good kill. A good example of this is, like, if you look at China, they're, like, early picking this Rasa hero that I know, like, the panel really likes. But what they do when they pick this Rasa hero is they pick these, like, humongous team fights behind it, because this Rasa is going to catch everyone. And if when you catch them, they can't fight you, then you're just going to kill everything. If it's like you catch them and you trade kills or they turn around on you, like, these heroes' values fall off really hard.
Yeah, you can see how Ice was playing right there, right? They zip in, he sits in the high ground smoked. And then he never just jumps in. He just waits and waits.
I think it's really good because like you're okay. I think both teams feel okay scaling to late game, but your mentality in Dota is never like, guys, we have the better late game. Let's turtle and farm and just do nothing for like 35 minutes and hope that RTC carries us. Like maybe that is what they do in a lot of games, but like.
Undying. They get the shackle, but there's a blink rabbit from Ice catches down 3, catches the Urge, and the Roshan's on him as well. Exits is on for Fly. That's gonna be able to catch Saberlight as well, and it's looking like it's gonna be 3 quick kills. Only a Spirit Siphon stolen from the Rubik and right into the Roshan pit with all the ultimates, with Medallion as well. This will be
amazing. Honestly, so good by EG there. And it was like, you can see like, honestly, that's like a bit of difference in experience there. Like, the bounce runes are spawning and EG have their timing. Like, how Undying went for that bounce rune was really casual. They're like, oh, it's like a pop. I'm just drop to the bounce rune and take it. And EG are like, no, we're a top 2 major team. Like, there's no way when we have our timing, you're getting anything on the map for free. Like, and they punish them super hard there. Like, that's one of the biggest swings in the game is when you get this Roshan. And they got 3 kills on it to add it up. And they're going to get all the lanes out because they got these 3 kills. So now they're going to have Aegis and positive map pressure.
Blink coming in huge from Ice as well. Just like, you know, Bryle's relying on that wind run. And if there's going to be a Blink Ravage like that, you're not going to have any opportunity. And the same thing goes for Tomato, too, in this game, right? So before these BKBs, the fear of Ice is very real.
All right, now there's no Ravage or DPL. Even though there's this Aegis, you know it's on the PL, they should make a move on Undying here. They almost feel like they have to make a move, to be honest.
They're going to get this tier 1 mid tower just with the Zoo, the Necrobooks, the Boars. No heroes committing. You can see it feels like they're playing very timidly in some ways. They've only got the 1 kill. They're only taking towers when they know it's safe, but they have kept this game very even. So despite EG's big win there, it is still less than a 1k gold lead going the way to EG.
I think, like, EG, they're playing that pretty well. Like, they use their cooldowns. They're okay just giving up that mid tower. And what they should understand is, like, they have this Aegis. So for the next 5 minutes, like, even though they lost this mid tower, they should have controlled the middle of the map. Because what will happen is, like, when you have this Aegis, your heroes can play, like, it's not just the Aegis hero. Because you know you're that much stronger in the fight. Like, you can play slightly more aggressive on the map, which generally translates to you can push lanes further than you normally would be able to. So even though they lose this mid tower, like, I expect this mid lane will still be pretty shoved.
Why do you think they gave it to Arteezy and not Abed?
I'm not too sure. I think it's because, like, Arteezy this game can basically only die to Roar. I mean, he can get shackled and die, but if you can only die to Roar, like, they can force fights really well around him. And I think they also have recognized that, like, Dire has nothing for PL this game. Like, they have this Ursa Battle Fairy, which is, like, not bad, but generally, like, PL is countered by mid heroes, and Windrunner only counters PL for, like, the first, like, 20 minutes of the game. Because, like, you focus fire the real one and you burst him down. Like, as the game gets later, it's harder and harder to do that. And, like, as soon as PL gets to, like, Diffusal, MKB, or Rapier, or whatever he's getting, like, your game progressively gets harder as Windrunner. So yeah, pauses, guys.
Yeah.
You know, I think we've been fortunate. Not a whole lot of pauses throughout most of the matches so far.
I'm actually surprised with so many, but you know, the best of 1 nerves, you all pause come down. I think that's probably just some technical issues, but
yeah, you're gonna use their advantage to take this tier 2 top.
That's a pre-20 minute.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, Saberlight's trying to equalize bottom.
They have a glyph. Both teams have a glyph.
20. Oh man, this bottom tower will be so nice to get.
Oh, the last hit kills the wagon at top. That was very nice from him, and the wagon actually stays the live bottom. I think we want to defend this tower bottom, but
yeah, this feels like a waste of the Aegis pressure.
They were just short of their ultimates, no Ravage, no Exorcism for another 5 seconds, so maybe they just didn't feel confident going down there.
I'm not sure, actually. I feel like EG with this Aegis have given up too much map control compared to what I expected. Like, PL's gonna TP down here anyways, right? It's like, this is something that Carry started doing from Ramses. It's like, when the wave pushes, like, really close to your tower, like, you'll see Ramses TP down there on VP before, and his entire team will, like, cover him. They'll form, like, a wall. They're gonna march into a jungle, and they're gonna let PL farm all the way from his tier 3 all the way to the enemy tier 1. And he's gonna get, like, 1,500 GPM. It's something ridiculous in farm.
It feels like with the Aegis, he could have just TP'd to that tier 2 and almost solo defended it.
Yeah, that's what I felt like too.
TP in and defend it.
But honestly, they know better than me. Like they have like some idea for the game in their head, and maybe it's like a lot of the times they're feeling like you're looking for the correct team fight, and you don't really want to jeopardize it by like taking a stupid fight.
We had the stat from Knoxville there where these two teams are actually tied in terms of now, after this 20-minute roast. So they've both taken 5 before 20, but Quincy crew, interestingly enough, our other team today, only had 1 roast before 20 minutes.
Now, honestly, that doesn't surprise me a lot, because Quincy play very heavy on hero kills. Like, they do a lot of their map movement just to kill off heroes, and then the heroes translate into map control. Like, I don't think you'll see them... They'll sneak Roshes, but they won't, like, put it as a priority. They'd rather, like, after they kill heroes, instead of killing Roshan, they're push out lanes and looking for more hero kills.
Yeah, they just, like, stomped so many games, though. You would think there'd be more than one.
What's happening in this game? Like, they're just trading every tower.
Yeah, they're just mirroring each other. EG go bottom, Undying go top. EG get top tier 2, Undying get bottom tier 2. Now they're doing the same thing on the opposite sides of the map. And it does feel like Undying are about to get a whole lot stronger. When they get these double BKB on both Wind Ranger and Ursa, they're going to be able to match up against the Tide in these teamfights a lot better.
It almost feels like they're trying to take all the towers before that happens.
Yeah, I mean, basically, both teams, when you're doing this, it's like either you're really scared of them, which, honestly, it looks really hard for Undying to fight them at this moment without the BKBs. Or like...
20-minute mark approaching with bounty runes and potential. I don't think they're going for the outpost, but they do want to try and take a fight.
They don't have any wards right now, so the smoke feels a bit awkward.
Good old Dubu gonna tank the smoke gank maybe.
Ice is just gonna go for that thing though. Oh, he's too late.
Yeah.
Unless they both go for it.
Oh,
Team, help me!
Try and fly, help them.
Outpost, outpost!
Storm gets it. Oh no! Maybe a fly had also just.
Oh, they're gonna get Arteezy here.
Oh, Arteezy.
Oh, Arteezy's charging at him.
He's only got 20 seconds on this Aegis, but they may just kill him twice. He's completely alone. They still got focus fire as well. Arteezy, doppelganger. Can he juke this one? He sends the illusion away. They roll the illusion. Arteezy has just juked the hell out of them. Oh no! And now EG is showing up. The Storm going to go in with the Blink Ravage as well. EG have turned this one around. All off of an Arteezy doppelganger juke. They've got 2 kills already in this fight. Kamado's on the run, just using his BKB defensively, but that's about to wear off. And Abed body block him. Has the Vortex in a couple of seconds, which he's not going to need. Kamado, jump onto the high ground. ISS doesn't have a gush. Abed luckily out of mana, but Crit gets him with the roll, kicks him back in. The pull is there, and now they're going to lose Kamado. 3 down on Undying side. They want more. Arteezy, just no answer to his Yell army as he takes out Dubu. That's his 2nd death in the last 60 seconds, and EG get a huge lead off of that.
I can't even, man. That was like a coin flip roar. Oh. That's so unfortunate. Very well done by Arteezy. I mean, that's the classic. You know, you got the 100% HP guy on the hotkey, and Arteezy juked him. He got him good.
I'm not gonna lie, like, that was a shit-ass play from Arteezy. Like, his team showed top. He's going for this bounty rune. Like, he knows his team chased him out. But, like, part of the mark of a good player is, like, you can turn these bad situations, and sometimes, like, luck is just part of it, you know? And one person dying thinks they see, like, an illusion twitch more than shit. They're going on mid.
Yep. Saberlight not going to go down. The one helping keep him alive.
Like, one... I can't believe that worked so well for them. Like,
yeah.
It was going to be such a bad death, but they just, you know, EG turn it around. They back up their boy, and it's looking pretty good for them now. And I want to mention, I really like that play from Abed there. He just jumps mid, but he's not planning on killing him there. He forces his Wind Ranger TP, and all of a sudden, like... I mean, these TP scores are incredibly devalued this game because all the towers are dead, but it's still good to force this out because you know, like, when you pressure it somewhere, they're not going to be able to react properly. They're going top with a smoke, looking for RTC.
He's got his
He's got a Reaver. He's pretty tanky here. Going to get shackled, though. They catch him, and I think they're going to just have to let RTC die. He gets lifted as well, so that's... Whoop, 1 health. Surely he doesn't get out of this. That's the first kill Undying have gotten since the laning stage. Since, like, 2 minutes in the game.
Since Ice. Since the very first kill, the first blood. That was
20 minutes ago, I want to say. It's a big kill, though.
That is a big kill. And, I mean, it's not as... Arteezy died, but there's no Roshan spawning. It's a smoke, so, like... like, that wouldn't be... That's not that bad a death. The death of their Ancients, I'm still bothered by it, because it would be such a bad death. but it's not. It's such a good play. That bothers me.
That's the Dota right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Unintended interactions, you know. Abed, maybe?
That's an eighth lens Rubik. If he got caught in the lift, that could have been dangerous, but...
I've had to recalibrate my telekinesis range. I just assume it reaches like 2 screens over at this point.
It's so far.
It's actually unreal.
I played with, my friend was playing Rubik versus Pudge yesterday, and he got Aether Lens, and he had like max out third spell and everything, and he just hooked them from like the throne into deep in their fountain. Like it was ridiculous.
Especially if you find like a neutral item to extend it even further.
Yeah. So Saberlight's also going for the BKB. I really like this on Beastmaster. His other cores have BKBs. You might as well sync up and just be strong at the same time. Oh, Moon mid.
Long zip. Abed misses the zip damage, but shouldn't matter. Gets an easy kill on Moon.
Yeah, we saw Nox will say this was like the lowest kill count at 20 minutes across the entire DPC of all games, and I think like that kind of speaks to how we're in the team fight in this game. Like everyone's just down for that, so BKBs are the way to go for sure.
Can they stop this road? Yeah, they smoked up. They don't have Rubik. He does a buyback, but there's nothing to TP to, so I don't think we're going to be seeing a buyback. Power Shock going to be looking to figure out what's going on in the pit. Arteezy's just going to be hard committing by himself. Exodus could be wearing up soon. Abe goes in with the Blink Ravage on the Tide. Ice does not get the Ursa. He gets the BKB on the time. Tomato needs to find a good target. He can't get onto Arteezy, though. He's just been kited around during his BKB. The Magnetize catching everyone on the Undying side, and Bryo full retreat. His BKB about to wear off, and Abed going to get him as it ends. Forcing out several buybacks. The Ursa gets whittled away by the PL, and this is not looking good for Undying. One by one, they are falling. One by one, they are dying. Abed's out of mana, luckily. Can't pull anyone else back in, but EG have won the fight and have potentially secured themselves Roshan.
These Ravages by Ice have just been on point.
Yep.
Like
one BKB got off, but not Bryles.
Yeah, and I love how they're playing these fights. Like, they know they have the vision. A lot of teams are like, oh, let's wait for them to come to the Roshan pit. But you don't want that scenario where, like, Roshan's sort of hitting you from behind, the enemy team's coming in front, they get to drop on their spells. Instead, oh, they're under vision. Just split-second decision, jump them. And, like, EG immediately stopped doing the Roshan. They're not like some pub carries who just keep hitting a Roshan. We're trying to kill them. And the end result is that you get the fight win and you get the Roshan.
Man, they left both these bounties up top for Abed too. Unnecessarily, might I add, with his Bloodstone. Ice might go back, but he walked right by it. It's cool.
He's so rich, he doesn't need the bounty rune.
Yeah,
and Ice is really farmed, actually. I don't know how this happened, but he's third in net worth in this game. He has really good items this game, too.
Yeah, considering he was Blink first, and then he wasn't even the one who was getting the kill gold or anything.
Yeah, no, he's playing. His play this game has honestly been phenomenal. And, like, his items are so good for this game. Like, something that I think... Oh, unfortunate DCs, more pauses. Something that I think teams have been getting better at is that you don't have all one type of damage. I can't remember who it was. I think it was CCNC. He was talking about when this DP hero is good, like as a mid, way back. And he was saying how DP is a good hero when they only have one type of damage. And I was, like, sort of confused by that statement, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Because, like, if you have to itemize versus magical and physical, you can't get any offensive items, and your hero doesn't scale properly.
Right.
But in this game, like, they have 0 magical damage on the Undying side. Like, you can look at EG, like, their damage is very mixed. You cannot buy, like this Tidehunter is going to buy Halberd, and he's going to buy Shivas, and, like, nothing can touch him, and nothing can touch his team.
Yeah, Tide and PL are two, like, big hood heroes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And there's no need for it at all this game. That's, like, such a good investment to skip.
You can just get these armor or tanky items and then go straight to the scaling or, like, offensive items. And it's like, it's not just like, oh, I'm tanky now. Because you can get more offensive items, the enemy feels like, honestly, they can't even invest in the defensive items. They're just going to die more. Or if they do have the gold, like, they cannot get the items they want to get.
Yeah, you're not picking anything yourself on the side of Undying. Pretty much has to go Maelstrom, has to go BKB, has to go Eggs.
I guess their magic damage is the Maelstrom on Windrunner, and they're like a Fade Bolt. Like, it's really nothing to write home about.
It feels like once they got to that last pick and had to grab this Wind Ranger, like, yeah, it's a Bryle special, but it wasn't the answer to the PL they needed. The Leshrac got banned, like, that would have been the almost only hero that could have salvaged the draft.
I think it's time for him to be the hero, you know? He's posting the anime images. don't know what they are. I got to do my research for the Dota one, but he's got a Blink Dagger. He's got Aether Lens. It's time to become Moon Meander.
Unfortunately, this is just the best of one, and things are falling apart. Just pickoffs now coming EG's way.
The problem is, see, I played with Mr. Jackie Mao many years. How anime works is you have to lose first. You know, you have to be on the comeback.
Well, so, they're there right now. I mean,
yeah, but this game is too much of a comeback.
So the comeback comes in their next BO1 is what I'm hearing.
Maybe, hopefully for them. I mean, the nice thing about this format is they have some time to recoup their thoughts.
Yes.
You don't have to play right after you lose in elimination matches like some other tournaments do. I don't even know the formats of our region, but it's happened to me a lot in the past. Don't like it.
Yeah, so Quincy crew awaiting the winner of this best of one. Whoever does lose will get a bit of a breather before their deciding match. But EG right now, posturing on the high ground, looking to break the base of Undying, and there's just no answer. This PL is just taking buildings one by one. They're going to commit the exorcism now as well and basically just speed things up. Force Undying to make a play, or force Undying just to give up these wrecks, which seems to be the answer now.
That PL doppelganger skin, it's very noisy. You guys see it?
Yeah. Same thing with Saberlight and his, whatever that, the emblem, RTZ, they both got the little emblems going on too.
Very fancy.
Oh, that's why it's, okay, yeah. That's what
they pull fly back in, focus fire, they're going to blow up the Death Prophet and EG. Side, they just want to disengage for now. They haven't got these racks yet. They were, very slowly chipping away at it, even with the exorcism, so they may actually defend this one on the side of Undying.
EG don't even care, man.
Yeah,
we're down
4v5.
Like, oh, free fight win. This RTZ is really hard to burst. He has heart. He has the Eagles on his cheese.
Test that. He gets the manta off and then doppels away. Roar comes out. That's on Abed. Abed, he's in trouble. He's got the Aegis, so that's one kill onto him. Now the Glyph comes into play. Can they kill him the second time? There's going to be a Rabbit to protect him. He gets stunned immediately on respawn. A great shackle onto Abed, but their Tide Rabbit protected him as Abed now goes on the offensive, takes out the Ursa. Beastmaster could be next. He manages to just barely get back to the fountain as EG will take the racks and run, knowing that they no longer have their ultimates. Great play from Ice Ice again. That was a sick shackle. Brile hit him with the shackle as he respawned from Aegis, I believe.
Yeah, the first time too, he died because the Rubik lift finished and it stunned him. That was some very nice timing from Undying. I like what EG did there though. Like the DP died, but they traded their 5 who had already used Exo for the Ursa BKB. So because of that, they know that they can outfight them, even though it's 4v5. I think like one theme that I've seen this game is like this team fight in this best of one. I think it's gonna start to move up this priority list. Like even Quincy watching this game, they're gonna realize that like in these best of ones, like I see this a lot at TI. It's part of why people think China's always done so well at TI is they pick a shit ton of team fighting.
Can they get the outpost
so hard
in time?
To fight them.
Oh, go!
I think you have to go for kills. You can't go for the small plays. You have to go for like the 100-0 fight here.
You see Ice Ice, but that is the last hero they want to go on. They're going deep into the enemy side of the map, hoping for some kind of, PL or Storm Spirit to show up for a bounty room, but that is not going to happen.
And the concept of that smoke was like pretty good, honestly. Like you're this far behind, any pick matters because hopefully you can snowball a pick into a fight. You don't have Ursa with you, so you can't really go too ham on the mid, and also you just can't fight them. So they're hoping like some supports like, ooh, I'm gonna go take a stroll and get some bounty runes, and surprise, there's 4 heroes there.
Quincy now has a butterfly to go with his heart. He's going to go onto the high ground, has the Orb of Destruction to give him even more pushing power.
His allies are so far away, and it just does not matter at all.
Yeah. This PL is pretty much unkillable. Oh, did he use cheese? Or no, he gave it away to Abed. Yeah, he doesn't even need that cheese, and he's playing like this.
Like, Rax is going to go down without any fight whatsoever. Do lift up Artesia. Are they trying to force this fight? It looks like they're considering it. They get the Axe Vortex pull on Abed, catching out 3, setting up a perfect team fight. Perhaps it's Madu gets the BKB up, he gets some mana back as well. He's just hitting illusion, so he can't find the real PL. Instead, it's Dubu and Rubik, the 2 supports going down. Madu's BKB wears off, and that's the end for him. Nice roll from Crit. Gonna catch Brile in the fountain. That's gonna force out a GG as Abed gets one last Vortex pull. A rampage for Artesia. Puts a perfect exclamation mark on this game.
All right, Artesia dies at the Ancients. Is that a parallel universe where Undying turned this game and they don't get four-man ravaged?
Honestly, I don't think so. Like, it would have been much better for Undying. The game would have been closer, but honestly, this game was like, it was honestly sort of a difference in class. Like, not in terms of like skill, but in terms of like mindset and experience. How EG approached this game, like, they never felt they could lose at any point in the game.
Yeah. It felt reminiscent of the first time these two teams met because it felt like there was a difference in class even in that best of three. But Undying really, showed something special when they played Quincy Crew, which, do you think it's a matchup thing? Like, why do Undying look so different when they play EG compared to Quincy Crew?
I mean, I think their game plan versus Quincy Crew was better. Like, they tried to adopt some weird game plan versus EG, but versus Quincy Crew, they're trying to play like hyper tempo, fight them for kills. We saw them like ready to react to Quincy Crew's moves, and it doesn't seem like they match up very well versus EG's more of a sit back and take the right fight and do the right like thing to win the game at the right time. Quincy Crew will like, even if in my opinion it's like not 100% correct play, Quincy Crew will run at you, and it's like sort of OG style. Like, they will mess up, you will mess up more because there's so much tempo and pressure coming for you. And I think Undying, like, they've psyched themselves up to play against that so much that they will play well versus Quincy Crew, but it looks like they'll falter a bit versus EG.
Yeah. This game just got broken down into like a couple team fights, Like, the EG kind of condensed this game into places where they actually wanted to play Dota. Despite Undying having those nice moves where they were like kind of pulling EG around the map and things were looking good for a little bit there, but they couldn't actually convert that into anything other than like a couple unfortunate team fights where basically Ice just everyone played really well in EG, but like he definitely was the backbone in a lot of those engagements, No,
I agree for sure. Ice, how he played was so good. Like, this guy, imagine you're playing a Tidehunter, right? You're going against Ursa and Undying in lane, you get first blooded, and this is what you do in the game. Like, he hit every single perfect ravage.
Yeah, very well done.
A great performance. We're going to see if EG can back it up. They've got to take on their biggest nemesis in the NA region. It's Quincy Crew up next. And if they win, they're going to the major, and they're going to the major as the #1 seed in North America. So we're going to head back to the panel, break down this game, and get ready for our next game after a quick break. We'll see you then.
Ridiculous tiebreaker Sunday. It is Evil Geniuses who strike first with their W here, going against Undying. And what this means now is that if EG can score just one more win, they will be top seed and representing NA and go straight to the playoffs at the major in Singapore. But now they got to go against Quincy Crew next, and we'll see if there's potential for another tiebreaker round robin once again, or if EG can close it out. I'm back with Sunsfan and Jenkins to talk about that first game. Sunsfan, I would have to say, out of the gate, Undying had set themselves up pretty good in a laning phase, and it wasn't until that first Roche that things started to get a bit fuzzy, but a very light kill game nonetheless.
That was a Gaben level shellacking gentleman. Wow. I was not expecting that one, not going to lie. But you're right. I mean, I thought Saberlight got off to a really good start on the Beastmaster. He looked primed to kind of take over the game and just set the tone. But like you said, they got that early kill on Ice and lane. That was a hilarious kill, by the way. Hope that ends up being on a replay or a highlight in the future, because it looked like such a brain fart from Ice, But then Undying didn't get another kill for 20 minutes. How is that even possible with that lineup as well? EG controlled Roche. That's against an Ursa. And I mean, it was relatively even, I guess. It was like a 3-4K lead for EG. And then the Arteezy Juke. I don't know what you want to call that, because I agree with AUI. He was way out of position. He got the 50-50 on the Juke, and it worked out so well that that was the game. Literally that one move right there. And once you get to the mid to late game, you're playing Storm Spirit, you're playing Phantom Lancer, you have the Roche advantage. You can't do anything against those heroes with that lineup, I feel like. Just very, very difficult game from that point, especially for an Ursa. The funny thing is,
in high-level Dota like that, I know that there's some question of, okay, was Undying playing with nerves in that game? But let's say that they're not. Let's say that they are playing to their peak caliber or whatever, and it's this nearly flawless Dota on both sides. It's actually a mistake like that where Arteezy makes at the Ancients, that even with people playing flawlessly, AI wouldn't understand what to do at that point. You know what I mean? You could be playing against open AI and it hasn't calculated what to do at that point, because Arteezy's not supposed to be there, right? So it's funny that the imperfect play actually sets up for the chaos that allows Ice to hit a huge ravage and turnaround, which is super cool. And that's why TI is always incredibly hype, because you have these AI level god tier teams that are usually making no mistakes, and there's just a metric ton of mistakes happening and people capitalizing on mistakes in absolutely tremendous and sometimes hilarious ways.
Yeah, so it's got to be such a crazy thing, to experience as a viewer, because you're looking at a game that feels so slow and there's so much pressure building up, and then the glass shatters because of a play like that. You're just kind of wow, all that build up, and suddenly the game's been ripped open because of this unforeseen, out of position, big brain play. What?
It's a previous level play that ends up being next level because of the competition you're facing. This is a great example, and this is actually true. If you make a move like that in 3-4K Dota, you will die every time, most of the time. But that's because people are bad in those games and they're expecting you to make the bad move. But because this is such high level Dota, he makes the move a 3K MMR person would make, and it works because the enemy team they're there's no way. This is Arteezy.
Cannot compute the scrubness.
It's a vicious cycle. It comes full circle. So kudos to Arteezy for baiting that Aegis. That was great.
I've actually heard a lot of top tier pro players say this. So this isn't just some bullshit Jenkins opinion here, but I actually think the level of Dota that's played at TI is usually significantly worse than the level of Dota that's played throughout the year, because of all of the immense pressure that's on people at TI, right? So if you have a team like OG who has this wonderful psychologist that's prepared them for this, and they have this amazing chemistry that allows them to play a lot more chill. And then you have teams like VP where every year, the previous VP that we saw, they were supposed to get first place, right? Like they won every single major or whatever, like six major level tournaments, and they still like do terribly at TI because like they feel the pressure. But honestly, it makes for so much more interesting Dota. Dakota, you're mentioning it. Like if you just tune in right now and you don't know any context between these two teams, it's kind of like, man, that was like, what was that? That was like one of my pubs or whatever. But it's like, it's because of the immense pressure that it looks like that, right? It's because of the history and the context of the DPC that's been happening. Like it's all been building to this. I think Aoi pointed it out. Like this is not only for the major, like this is potentially for TI or whatever. Like it's a pretty big deal. So there's just so much pressure on both teams, and we'll see if Undying can play a little bit less pressured in the next game.
Yeah, they'll have one more opportunity. We'll see if it's going to be for an opportunity to still go to playoffs or if it's just for group stage or not. Just want to give a quick Knoxville nugget and credit to EG. With that performance, they were able to hold Tomato to an incredibly rare 0 kills. And out of 503 pro matches by Tomato, only 26 times has been brought to 0 kills. So that's like a negative 5%. Quite ridiculous to see Tomato kind of brought to that level. He'll probably hope to bounce back, but it's EG who get the win. We got to get into a break real fast because EG got to go toe-to-toe now with the other Titans of the division. It's Quincy Crew versus EG to come. Don't go far. We also have a Twitch cast content coming up right after the break.
Control W.
No answer
buddy, I
to
don't know.
Tomato. 3 dead. It's about to be 4, but he does get off the battle trance, but just Yulesed up, double Yulesed up. Sammy saying Monkey King did 2,000.
Report troll items.
Game over. Troll build equals just press buttons until you die.
Jungle camps already. Looks like they grabbed an Illusionist cape, and Ocean on the Void Spirit gets speared into a tree here. The follow-up is there from a Fire Blast. They get the 1 kill here. Brax is going to try to turn this over the Nexus, and he wants Saberlight. Saberlight could just look to turn and run, but Saberlight's going to tank the Deathward damage, and he almost lived through it all. Brax, incredibly fast, is going to survive.
Tomato has no chill, man.
What's this reduction right now?
Sounds
69%
like
physical resistance? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
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 Bryle steals 157 damage, and he's looking to go on Brax here with the Fire Blast chain stun. They brought him down, and they're looking for more. Ooh, Moon mistimes the arrow. Gunner able to get a little bit further away because of that. He's still going to go down here. They get the Fire Blast with the slow, the force up to the high ground, the Boundless, and Gunner
Troll
not going to get a chance to pop the ultimate, so he dies as well. Dead for 100 seconds. Husky in some trouble. Does not have the Voodoo Switcheroo, unfortunately. And Bryle just so damn tanky with his heart on the front lines. May have overstayed his welcome, though. They are tier 4 tower.
Just call it low.
Looks like Undying is like, they're second guessing themselves. Like, do we dive? Are we diving? You betcha. When an arrow like that lands, Husky not able to turn around with a Death Ward. He gets stunned up as well. The Chaos was nice. Ocean gets in there, but this is just 2 supports, and they are in over their heads, and Undying are going to force a game 3.
GG. Why did you put an A on this kind of ally?
GG.
That was the 4 Zoomers versus Undying. Twitch's take on it. Twitch, of course, the ever so ripe and ruthless when they get to backseat some of these matches, but always entertaining nonetheless. Oh,
Hello?
goodness.
Don't
Don't worry. Stream heard me. Y'all didn't
Dakota,
hear me.
I'm hard of hearing, Dakota. Sorry. Good.
I was just talking about how, Twitch always ever so ripe and ruthless with their backseat commentary on some of these matches, and it's always great to give them that spotlight there. If you missed any of the other Twitch cast series, go over and check out NADPC League on Twitter. All of the content listed there, and on the Beyond the Summit YouTube, of course. Good stuff on that. Hope to see it return on season 2. But we are getting ready to head into our second tiebreaker best of 1 matchup. The draft, as you can see, already live and good to go. It's Quincy Crew versus Evil Geniuses. Evil Geniuses just got that big win against Undying. If they can score this win now, they have the pass all the way to the playoffs at the major, and then we'll find out between Quincy and Undying who's going to go to the group stage. So let's see if they can do it, gentlemen. In league play, Quincy did have the better end in their matchup against EG. We'll see if this rock, paper, scissor match continues or not.
Before we get started, Jenkins, so for people that don't know, there's 2 audio sources here. Obviously, they heard everything properly, right? But we couldn't hear Dakota. This has happened a few times, and Jenkins has literally never said anything. How long would I have had to have waited before you said something, Jenkins?
I heard him. I can read lips.
That makes sense, actually. That would make a lot of sense coming from you. Something we should mention about this series, this matchup, even though this is pre-patch, it was only 10 days ago that these 2 teams played. There was a Monkey King who's now banned. There was either a Monkey King, Alchemist, or a Medusa in every single game. And something tells me we're not going to see... Oh, Alchemist actually got through. Okay, that's really surprising.
Great prediction.
Sexy stuff, gentlemen. Sexy stuff.
Gotta love the old Alchemist game.
No, dude, this is the... Dude, Alk is OP. That hero's not okay. If it doesn't get picked here, I'm gonna be... Okay. Okay, that's why they leave it. They are debating it, I guess, with this 8.
Pick it anyway, all right? Pick it anyway.
Honestly, I don't think this is like a super... I don't know. I've played this Timber versus Alk from both ends. I've been the Alk, I've been the Timber, and I feel like if you go Acid Spray first, you just stand on the wave, and like Timber doesn't push quickly. He needs creeps to push. You know who kills creeps? Alchemist. Alchemist kills creeps. So like you just get phase boots, run away from him, and then kill the creeps, and then he can't push on you. And then eventually Timber is just dealt with, like hopefully by somebody else on your team. Like your mid laner or something like that.
I mean, I think just picking Ursa here would be even better. I mean, forget about... Because you got to think of it this way. Quincy Crew, going against the Timber side, you're right. Maybe it's not like you lose the game as an Alchemist. Obviously, that's not the case, but it is probably the hardest counter there is. So make the game a little bit easier. Why take the chance here? This is a best of 1. You can take Ursa here. You can ban Alchemist yourself so that they don't get it. I don't see any reason not to do that.
That's actually true. That's actually true, man. Like I'm definitely overthinking the Alc, and I think with Yawar too being the carry of Quincy crew, like I don't see him as a huge Alchemist player. Like I'm sure he can play it. I feel like we say that all the time with these top tier teams, especially Quincy, where it's like I'm sure like X player can play, you know, Y hero, but like these guys really like their specialty heroes. So I guess along those same lines, I feel like Ursa's not much of a Yawar hero either. Like he, you know, he prefers his Jug. He prefers his like Drow Ranger, heroes like that.
Geniuses.
True.
They go for
It's
it.
too good.
Yeah, it is good. It's really good.
Something we should mention, like they rarely pick Yawar's hero first two as well. That's very uncommon. Typically Quinn.
It'd been Quinn.
Going away from that.
Yeah, it'd been Quinn for a while until they were playing more so these upper echelon teams. Then they've obviously been kind of switching up the strategies, not showing too much flexibility, certainly on the EG side, as Knoxville showed on the stats. But you know, Quincy have certainly been showing that flex where necessary. So I'm curious now, are we going to pivot? Are we going to see, you know, no Alc at all? Or are,
I think Quincy crew bans it, and I think they ban Medusa as well, because you're not going to have Medusa and Ursa on the same team in all likelihood. And since that's EG's favorable position ones, get rid of it.
I guess the question is like, are you comfortable leaving the Alchemist because you have Ursa? You have this hero that is fantastic at dealing with the Alc, but it's also a risk because this hero's so OP that maybe even the counters don't work. Like that's always a question as well. So you could just get it out to not deal with it. But Medusa definitely, like get the Medusa the hell out of there. It actually deals very nicely with the Ursa because he, you know, just faces you all the time. And that is literally in the lore of Medusa. You're not supposed to do that. She turns you to stone.
Geniuses turn to ban.
Only when her ult is activated, though, in Dota. That's the difference.
And this is true, which is very strange. They should fix that.
Agreed.
Yeah, Batrider getting the ban, even though it was nerfed and some kind of write the hero off entirely. They give credit to EG, maybe in particular Abed, who had found a lot of great success with it, and just say that the tool that it brings is still ban worthy, even though its farming potential has been reduced by half.
Yeah, obviously there's something that I don't know about this, because that hero seems like he's garbage now. Like you can't farm anymore. He's not as flexible anymore. But Enigma makes a lot of sense. We talked about that last time around. Quincy crew, one of the first teams that we personally saw in this tournament, pick it up as support. Has been okay. I think overall it's been good just because of the deny aspect. Insane potential in lane just to deny creeps from the opposing carry. You only have 2 bans left in this phase, so Medusa has to be one of these. And I feel like, okay, so PL, we saw how good PL was against Ursa mid to late game, so that also makes sense, but you can't ban everything. So if you're going to leave Alchemist open, it makes more sense than leaving Medusa open. But the thing I don't like about the Alchemist leaving that open is because it's a different Dota game, right?
10 seconds.
Like it's not just about the hero being good. The entire play style has to change and has to cater to fight against this Alchemist, which maybe you're not wanting.
And that's the one game too. It's best of one. I know we say it a lot, but it's like, do you want your one and only game to be an out game that you have to play? Even if you feel like you have a good couple of counters, it's like if things don't work out in the laning phase, then suddenly, you're trying to play comeback from this Alchemist with a ridiculous high network bar. It'd be very annoying.
Dusa's kind of like that too, though. Like Dusa's also a weird, like changes the way the game is played. You know, she just gets this like Scotty rapier, and all of a sudden you just lose the game. But Alchemist is probably worse in terms of changing the game from being regular Dota. So I could see banning that just because of the best of one. There's a whole lot of like choices. You know, it just depends on like what principles Quincy think are more important, and like I'm sure the three of us even like disagree just based on our personalities, like what principles are more important as well. So
yes, I appreciate being a good person, morally speaking.
No, we're talking
to the evil side.
We're talking about important principles, like when to pick cheese heroes in Dota. We're talking the important things here.
I see. Other heroes that, I mean, if you're picking Ursa first 2, obviously something is going to get through that will be okay against it. I think the best carry, aside from like picking the Medusa as a role, which I will be shocked if they don't ban right here.
Troll.
Is Troll Warlord. Yes, Troll just dispels overpower once you get Ags, which is an item you can get second or first in some cases. I think it's not a hard counter, but it's extremely good against Ursa. So look out for him.
Yeah. The only other cores, Weaver, Morphling, are those other ones. PA. Yeah.
Both games.
Wow.
PA getting banned in the second phase. I feel like it's just a trash hero. It's like a 44% win rate in 7K MMR pub hero. It just doesn't look good.
We're not in the scrims. Maybe this is something EG been pulling out in scrim play.
Yeah,
and they don't want to deal with.
5 seconds remaining.
Maybe some new technology, some new build that they're doing. It's interesting that in both of the EG drafts, they're picking Ice like terrible lanes. Like they're just giving him like, hey, have fun being tied. Like he was tied versus Ursa, Undying the other game, right? And then in this game, he's just Timber versus Ursa, which is terrible. Ursa Witch Doctor. That's just about the worst thing you could possibly lane against. It doesn't get worse.
Leave it to Ice. He'll find a way to somehow make it all work.
And
he'll die first 2 minutes and then own.
Yeah,
somehow.
And this is the hero stat I think Nox pulled out last time, where he has more plays on hero than the second and third combined together. That's how much further ahead he has Timber games above everyone else. Wow. And as I said before, he has a set for Timbersaw. I mean, that's how iconic he is to the hero. And we'll have to see if they want to just kind of put him into that typical laning setup and kind of almost sack his lane and let his skill kind of carry him through, or if they're going to try to do some potential aggro shenanigans or switch up play here against Quincy.
Nyx is an interesting pick just because he's been nerfed recently, and we've been seeing teams just completely abandon the idea of the hero as a whole. So I'm interested to see how he works in this patch. And Void Spirit, so they could flex this. I don't.
10 seconds remaining.
Not really, actually. It's pretty much the mid.
It's mid. Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Usually when you pick a Void Spirit here, it's like, oh, you could flex this a couple. No, this one is a mid. So
and EG not shown to be a flex team. Every time we it could be flex, they're just like, nah, we're EG. This is what you see is what you get, and we'll make it work.
Also gets rid of a big Quinn hero, right? That's probably his favorite mid right now.
I feel like it's a really good puck game so far. You have 3 mobile heroes on the enemy team that all need to be locked down. Okay, just Ember Spirit. Very nice.
Yeah, I was curious if we were going to be seeing that CC&C Tiny, which is something he had pulled out when the more prominent spirits are not available. But Ember, obviously one of his comfort heroes, but I've heard many mid laners and pro players say that he's currently like the lowest tier spirit of the mid lane spirits, if you will. Void, Storm, and Puck. Count that as a spirit right now.
He's a good vessel builder, which is good against all 3 heroes on EG so far, and extremely good against one of them in that Timbersaw. It's like this Void Spirit's good against like physical damage. First spear, okay, even better vessel game. So they do go for the Alk, even into the Ursa.
It was either Alk or Medusa, so can't be too shocked.
It just feels like EG has such like a stubborn drafting style, right? With the no flexibility, with the we'll run back the same course 2 times straight when it's best of 3s, with the we don't care if you got early counter pickups for Alk and if you're not going to ban it, we're just going to take it. All right, it's there on the table, right? We're grabbing it. So there's no BS about it.
This goes back to like the the principles and like the concepts that EG agree on as a team, and it's clear that like they think that this Alchemist hero is so OP that if you're going to give it to us second phase like this, like we don't even care if you pick these like decent counters. It's still strong enough that we can win the game with this. So I'm always super interested in seeing a game like this because it tests whether or not those principles are actually true. It's like we'll see if like this Alk gets destroyed, or we'll see if EG just like pops off with this Alk, and then every team from the future onward needs to adjust. And okay, even with counters, we need to second phase ban this out. Like these teams are testing the waters right now for us.
Wow, they actually banned AA. That's were they actually going to pick AA? What position would that be? Off lane? Sounds awful. That was just a just in case, I suppose. But
what's
Quincy
there left?
Probably banning 5. I mean, what's a 5 that's left? I mean, EG is last picking a fly hero. You don't see that very often either. Probably a fly hero. You never know. Could be a position 5 Void Spirit. It's a true flex.
You heard him in the interview. He's been longing for Phoenix. But yeah, position 5 Phoenix is kind of not. And in all the other regions, Phoenix is actually seeing a lot of play. I don't even know if it's a position 5 there, but only in NA we're not seeing Phoenix regardless. Yeah, but let's see. The Fly Classic. Oracle has also been removed, so you don't get that kind of bailout. Remaining. Maybe just a classic steroid to buff up the Alk further, get an Ogre maybe.
They could just Crystal Maiden, like push the lane out. Play to...
My Quincy crew has very little time when it comes to their pick, but Underlord for them looks pretty good. I think he's still available. They're off lane.
They need a Layla's off lane.
Dire team pick.
Venom. Hey, they go to Venom. Huh.
Very sticky.
Well, it's really good against this Ursa hero. Like, I feel like even Ember, it's kind of annoying to play into Venom. Like, if you commit with your remnants, they're all really slow, and you can still get stuck in the Venom wards. Like, you have to really commit to kill him, and he's kind of the only hero that can do that on Quincy right now. So the Venom is really annoying, like especially if you're Ursa.
All right, they have like no time here. 7 seconds left. This is it. Oh,
wow, they go Phoenix,
and they go Phoenix. It's an
I mean, there's only
Phoenix.
one hero that can click your egg. I mean, he clicks it really fast though, depending on the position. In off-lane Phoenix. Wow. Percentage-based damage against Alk and Timbersaw, pretty freaking good.
Try to take it in, gentlemen, because this is it. As EG just secured themselves a potential pass to the playoffs of the Major, or Quincy crew gonna even things up and take them down. What do you got?
I actually can't believe I'm betting against an Alchemist, but Quincy crew. I'm taking Quincy crew, and Jenkins, based on his reaction, will be following suit as per norm.
What do you got, Jenkins?
I'm going to go Quincy Crew. I feel like this Phoenix is really good against the cores of Evil Genius. I think this is a good Phoenix pick.
All right. Good stuff. Why don't we go ahead and get...
What do you mean, What's this guy talking about?
Pipe it down. Let's see what the casters have to say in reaction to the panel and their own predictions here. We get into a break first, but when we return, the TriCast returns. We have Lyrical, Parker, and Owie on the mic.
Welcome back, Dota fans. A big 5-man smoke into the jungle by EG as we are already into it. Will not connect, but it does look like they're taking over this side of the map. We do have Parker as well as the wonderful Owie 2000 joining us for today. And Parker, I just want to start off as we get into this EG versus Quincy crew matchup. Again, EG, if they win, they're going to be going through to the Major. The panel was talking about this Phoenix pick being a good answer for like these big tanky strength cores with percentage big damage as the game goes on. Do you see any problems with the hero at all? Do you like the pick?
I like it a lot. I think it gives them a lot of damage. It also gives them a lot of team fight. And I know from last game, AOI, you were kind of talking about this. Team fight in these best of ones, in these 10 situations, sometimes is like the most important thing to have.
Yeah, for sure. I think it really ties their lineup together. I think it is the best of one pressure with the team fight that will really kick in here. I think the Spirits are actually really good versus Alchemist too, because he's one of the heroes that relies on his BAT more than like plus attack speed. So any like minus attack speed you put on him is a huge multiplier. You saw that EG smoke just to get this ward so they could predict the lanes. They really want this Timbersaw versus Phoenix matchup compared to versus Ursa. I think Timbersaw can pressure this Ursa hero in lane, but not if you have a Witch Doctor there.
Ooh, they were gonna switch lanes, but then they saw Ursa TP top.
Actually, I think I'm wrong. I think they want the Timber versus the Ursa. So I'm like, wait a second.
I mean,
they want something. We're not sure what, but they do want something.
This is one of those things too, where it's like the sort of next level plays of like, who is it that needs farm at what particular point in time in the game to make it work is so important. And actually up top, you can see that Crit making the roll happen to get in position to body block that camp. They're putting so much emphasis on making sure Ice doesn't get zoned out of this lane here.
LA clutch deny there. Every experience counts on this Timber.
Leslow in trouble bottom has to TP out and only barely escapes. A nice scale underneath the acid spray did a lot of damage.
I've actually never seen this lane before, the Phoenix versus Alchemists. In my head, like, Alchemist should farm pretty well, but Phoenix actually, he ramps up his lane pressure very hard when he gets to level 3.
Interesting. That's going to be something to watch for, because obviously Alchemist not known as the strongest hero in lanes overall, but I also feel like this Venomancer at times has been a little bit weird when we've seen it. I guess a lot of that's been because it's been like a team that's been running it on Shu, but I don't know, Parker, do you like the sort of Veno 5?
I'm undecided. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I feel like we haven't seen any of these EGs, Quincy's, or Undying play the Veno as a 5, so I'm kind of going into this one with an open mind. I feel like it's decent as a lane secure, but it's definitely not Fly's preferred 5 position, but the heroes he wanted to play were all banned out.
I think this Veno hero, it's theoretically, it's really good versus Ursa Nyx, right? You just have these wards, you form a wall that they can't cross, and you're good versus them in team fights. Ooh, it's Nyx with a courier snipe?
He's waiting, going for it, and yeah, it's just dead. They were waiting for that one for a long time. Arteezy will not have his boots delivered out to him.
Yeah, I remember listening to PPD cast, and you just talk about these forwards with boots are so annoying. They think they're good, they snipe all your couriers.
Well, that's MSS, and I've heard you say a thing or two about MSS thinking he's good as well, Curtis.
But yes, sometimes, you know, Mojo, high skill, sometimes when I coach him, you have to bring him down a peg or he gets too cocky. So.
Oh, speaking of which, gets himself a nice little stun here onto Arteezy, and we'll go for the TP back to the tower. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like one of those people that's just so good at something that you get annoyed at him, kind of. It's like,
no, Mojo's good at everything. Like, he just plays random games. He's really good at them.
Ooh, roll back on towards Quinn, not able to find that remnant pullback, and well, it looks like with the rotation coming in from Nyx, that's enough to just scare off Crit, so they will back out of there.
Yeah, both mid laners getting the early bottles, using up all their charges, so this 4-minute rune going to be very important, or we might even see one of these, you know, supports go back to base for a bottle refill.
Ooh, can they get Ice here? Chase down coming, you were in the area. Tries to run him down, and with this Earth Shock afterwards and the Maledict on him, Ice ends up... Oh my god, did he really get out of there? Oh, he's still in some trouble, but he gets the salve and the Timber Chain away. There's one tree left.
One hit left on him, and they're going back on him?
Oh, Crit, what a play from Crit. Crit snipes the bottom 4-minute rune.
Nice.
He rolled in as it spawned. He knew he wasn't going to secure it, so he just snipes away from Quinn.
This is what I like to see top, though. Like, he's going into this counter matchup as Timbersaw. He has to. He knows he's going to be playing versus a counter, so he doesn't, like, you know, he doesn't shy away from the fight, and he's going to be very fine in this lane. Like, that play top, Ursa missed 4 CS while they were trying to kill that Timbersaw. It's like, it's a correct play by Yower to go for that, but Ice just with the outplays.
Yeah, that's so interesting too, because like if you can get something out of a lane, which Ice has been known to do, that pull back, trying to find that kill onto Quinn, sleight of fist dodge, but he is going to get ran down here. First blood drawn by Crit. But as I was sort of saying, like if you can get something out of that lane that you're not supposed to, it's such a huge boon for your team.
Oh, that's nice.
Ice almost lives for these big moments. He loves playing like the hard matchups, it feels like.
Yeah, he's super annoying playing against. Abbott actually hands off the bottom to Crit there, and he's able to do a support job and go get the boundary from him. I'm actually a bit surprised that they didn't try to snipe Quincy Crew's boundary in there. They killed the enemy mid at like 440, I think. Generally, it's pretty free in the background team.
Bottom lane Fly could be in some trouble here.
It looks like Ice will get away from top, but Fly does pay, and he TP'd on that one too. That hurts. Back on him, trying to mine that kill. Onto Quinn, but he gets the root there. Onto 2, and instead he's going to get a follow-up kill onto Crit. They came for 1, but that was not the one they were hoping.
Oh, he got level 6 on Point Spirit.
Ooh, dangerous. LOA able to dodge away, does get killed eventually. Quinn salving back up, but he does not have his level 6 yet. And actually, Abed denying that creep. Quinn maybe could have gone for something there if he got his level 6 at that point.
That was
Insta TP's mid, refills the bottle now.
That was a pretty cool sequence of plays. Like, Crit rolled in, he kicked him. Oh, nice.
Again!
Damn, dude.
He may have died mid lane, but he has done so much work this game. Great.
The coordination between Abed and Crit is very nice to see. Like, he rolled in, he kicked Quinn back, and the Remnant was already going down for the kick. It barely missed there, but that could have been the kill on Ember Spirit. I mean, Crit gets turned on because Quinn's a manly man and manages to turn that around. Which is, Quinn messaged me. He says that's a peg man. Apparently new emote. Very important.
Oh, wait a minute.
Crit.
He comes in and breaks it again. That's
big.
So hard to deal with now. And they're going to get a TP moving in the area from MSS. Remnant not going to connect. And LOA able to find the stun. They have maybe gone a bit too far, but the glyph of the wave, so tower damage won't be dealt. Doesn't matter. They get the kill.
Just these teams this is a real battle, you know? Like, we have the outplays from both teams. Like, this is solid Dota. I love to see this.
It's such a different pace of game to what the EG Undying one, where EG just seemed to know they could beat Undying by playing this, you know, slow, farm-oriented EG style. But it feels like they know against Quincy they have to make moves.
I mean, last game, like, it's not like the heroes really changed, right? Like, their Space Makers are a Spirit and an Earth Spirit. Okay.
Double
two
Spirit.
I said that in my head. Okay. I'm like, oh my god, what am I saying? Mid again.
Roll mid.
Got him. Remnant down, pulls him in. Abed there in the silence afterwards. Paired together perfectly, but will be able to get the jump away. There's still a tower shot hitting him.
Quinn's gonna get hit by
Is
tower
it enough
shot?
with the urn? Oh my god, 10 HP on Quinn there. That was so close. Calculated, easy. As down bottom, Fly will drop yet again. Very fast-paced game so far here at 8 minutes, 2 to 4 in terms of the kills, but a lot of just, you know, bouncing back and forth between these two teams.
Ice forces out OT from Ursa top. Ice is doing really well for himself top, honestly. He's pretty much been 2v1 while Crit has been making all these plays. And like, Quincy, they don't have the same range of support motion or freedom to... the supports did a really good move, they killed Abed. But they can't do it in the same way that this Earth Spirit is like super freed up because Isis is just being a Chad.
I totally agree, but I think at the same time, you look at Leslie, and he's a full 1,000 gold ahead of Ice in terms of his net worth. This Phoenix has had the freest lane down bottom, even though Alchemist is farming. Leslie's got a lot of items. He's going to have such a fast Spirit Vessel.
Honestly, this Alchemist, he's sort of being shut down. Like, I looked at the CS tab, I'm like, wow, Alchemist has a lot of CS, but he's basically the same net worth as Ursa. I expected him to have a bit more than that.
Well, and the thing I think that's so interesting about it, right, is that we normally see so many heroes rotate to Quinn's lane. He was left with mainly just LOA rotating in with a couple of MSS moves, but it feels like they're putting way more pressure or emphasis this time on trying to make sure that the Phoenix at least has a decent laning stage and, you know, getting the levels that he needs so he can have that percentage-based damage in the mid-game, those team fights.
Mojo?
SS is under a ward. They don't have anything to stop a TP out, and yeah, he's just going to go for a TP. Abed comes in, he catches him just in time.
Nicely played there. And MSS is going to try and do a little bit of damage before he goes down. Oh, deny. He's thinking about it. He wants it. Can't happen.
Tell the ogre you're sorry.
It's a good movement by Abed. They're very quick to come as soon as they see that mix. And EG, like, they see him on the ward, but they don't go for him right away, right? Like, they're waiting for Abed to connect. So that's just a sign of, like, good communication.
I think a big part of why this Alk is suffering is kind of goes back to some of the questions asked with the Venom pick. And the reason I wasn't so keen on it is it feels like a hero that's good for the game, but it's not good for the lane. I feel like where EG and Fly have had the most success is, you know, having those strong laners. Enchantress is such a top pick in NA because it wins your lane.
Yeah, for sure. I think this hero, like, his in-game impact is probably going to be high this game. I completely agree. Like, this hero, he offers nothing in lane. He's like some low range... Oh, okay, he sniped a courier. Very nice, very nice.
On the other side, LOA going to drop most likely here to Abed. They did have a bottle refill, or rather an urn refill on Lesloud here, who now is going on to Fly yet again. Spirit Vessel is done. And we'll see if he has to pop egg at all, because it's a good amount of damage going towards him. He has Fairy Fire still, so he's probably fine.
Yeah, this is a very early Spirit Vessel. I really like this pick of Phoenix because Ember is a good Spirit Vessel carrier. I mean, at one point it was like just better to rush that.
Back mid. A big jump. Oh my goodness. And Quinn trying to survive through the magnetized
and the tower,
remnant, trying to get out of there. It's not going to happen. They got him.
Tower hit wasn't even needed.
It's very close to that. I think Earthspear gets solo XP for now. He's level 7 now. That's really big. They're going tall.
Bottom lane, they're taking the tower, keeping the siege wagon alive, so that's going to be a tower for Quincy. And they get this kill on UR.
Dude, this Timbersaw hero versus Ursa, like, it's not that bad. Like, he has 4 points in the W, and, like, he can pressure this guy. It's hard to sustain versus Timbersaw hero if you have any starting lane.
Now, they do have a Phoenix TP if they want to take this fight. MSS moving around Vendetta, but there is that sentry down.
What Quincy want to happen here is they want to force EG to dive them before they have to commit TPs. So they're going to play really deep behind the tower and try not to, like, try to make EG overcommit before the TP. You don't want to TP here and get nothing. And they're just giving
UR's TP'd out. So, yeah, they're going to see UR bottom. Now I think EG knows it's just a free tower once UR's not there anymore.
They're trying to pressure Arteezy back here a little bit. Quinn playing up in his face in the mid lane, cutting that wave as well as everybody moving back into position. Abed is here alone underneath that tier 1 tower. Obviously, lots of TPs can move in at a moment's notice, and he's trying to get the pressure on. Stun comes out. Witch Doctor ulti afterwards. They get the remnant. That stops the damage as LOA backs away. Still a good chunk of damage there onto Abed, and actually with the Fire Spirits on him too, there's going to be a nice chunk of Maledict damage here. Has to assimilate from it.
I love making
that really well set up. Yeah, they had the Phoenix kind of flanking so they could catch Abed after the Astral Step, but they just couldn't quite get enough damage out.
Sometimes a Witch Doctor, you just throw your ulti just to make a core heal, and it's like, it's pretty worth it. Like, the cooldown's really low. And, I mean, we've been saying Arteezy's been pressured, but he's still a top net worth alchemist. He's not feeling too bad. It's just, I'm surprised how much they were able to do with the Phoenix next lane. Like, that lane on paper does not seem that good to me. Leslie is just super fat this game.
Very interesting stuff there, as we did see Arteezy pushed back all the way to his tier 3 towers. They hit the scan, knew that they were coming, so of course not getting that alchemist kill, but still just being annoying. And he doesn't have a completely free game as we've seen some of these alks get.
Yeah, he's fallen back to his triangle now with a Battle Fury though, so his farm is going to start to accelerate, but a little bit slow Battle Fury timing than normal.
Very trinket.
That's nice. So 1,000 gold lead, a little bit less than that actually for Quincy Crew right now. And we can see some of the strength now of this Venomancer pick, right? 2 points up in wards as, trying to go on him. And catching Ice. Well done with the Carapace. Nyx is still pretty good against Timber.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a first 2 Timbersaw pick. It was picked 3rd overall in the draft, and it was picked against a hero that I think he's traditionally considered bad against, which is the Witch Doctor. So, despite how well Ice has been playing, I think Quincy Crew has identified, like, this hero is, like, he's not really going to do that much this game in their eyes. I mean, we'll see about Ice because he's a crazy man. But yeah, I think I've seen this, like, Veno Alchemist stuff where, like, you know, you have the Veno, he stalls out with wards. I'm pretty sure OG ran it when Fi was playing with them, like, Kiev Major and stuff. But yeah, I'm curious how it works with the Veno as a 5, because I think back then it was a core hero.
Going to be interesting to watch for sure. And you know, you talk about the sort of potential blow up ability that this Timbersaw has with like Maledict in the game, with Ursa in the game. He's going straight BKB. So like this Veno kind of needs to be that hero that can hold the lane up until the point where Ice can live through an engagement. Because otherwise they're just going to lose their towers and then get a ton of pressure onto that Alk in the jungle. And
look at Mojo's build. He's actually going to max the mana burn this game. Fault lane.
Bed gets out.
Hey, Ice needs to die here. He can't be allowed to keep pushing this lane like this. At some point, they're going to smoke and just go kill him.
Still hunting the Void Spirit.
Well, Ice knows.
Ice is out, and it's EG who are grouped up at that triangle. They're ready for this move.
Yeah, LOA and Quinn maybe in a little bit of trouble there. The roll-in comes, silence afterwards. They have anything to break it. It looks like they'll kill the Witch Doctor, and Quinn, good dodge there as he just jumps back to his remnant. Another one thrown out. Abed moving for the chase down, but Quinn gets away. Now, these two mid laners going up against each other is always such a pleasure to watch.
And now with an Orchid on Abed, this game kind of gets completely changed. We're going to see mid lane. Ember Spirit gets jumped with the Orchid. They got the damage for this thing, followed up with a crit roll. And Quinn is going to go down here after the silence. Oh, he gets a slide of fist off. No way does he live. He goes down.
That extra time, though, they're going to do a lot of damage here.
And they even find the kill onto Crit with Leslau. All of that Spirit Vessel damage and everything else, but he didn't get the refill on the Spirit Vessel charge. And at the end of the day, it's not a great trade anyways, but they get something at the very least.
This Venomancer is just so annoying. I think we're starting to see its purpose really come to fruition here.
Now, if they can sort of stall out for that Alchemist, it does create a pretty scary situation. And now you can see Quincy Crew doing all these ways of trying to invade and make some plays happen to catch Arteezy. Or just shut off the areas where he can farm, but it's not an easy kill. He's already got his Sange done. There's so many heroes around him. There's 4 heroes around him. They jump in now. Arteezy pops ulti, runs away. Silence out. Abed trying to find all these kills. Spike Carapace not going to connect. They throw out the stun. Wish Shock to ultimate afterwards. Connecting onto Abed. He is maledicted. Ice 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 misses a little bit there on the Chakram as Quinn jumps in, tries to find this finish, and will get it. So Silence was out in a trade of 1-for-1, but Ice also going to drop. War in the area, and he's able to play a little bit of cleanup.
Really solid move by Quincy Crew there. I think identifying the weakness, they're stronger even though that Ursa doesn't have his BKB. Like, this guy is in the fights and doesn't even have his timing yet. I really like this play from Yawar. Man, he's kept on with Alchemist, huh? Like, they're both 9k net worth. He's farming really well, just playing really well. I mean, he had a free lane, and for all we talked about, like, Ice Ice being annoying and stuff, like, that's all he really was, like a small nuisance to this Ursa.
Yeah, I think for EG, you really got to play around that, like maybe 3 item timing on Alka at this point. You can't keep forcing these fights.
And he realized it too, right? He's going Sange into BKB. Like, he's not even finishing that SMI or anything. They feel like right now the pressure's on. Like, they got this Orchid on Abed. It was a really good kill on Ember Spirit. They did the move they needed to do, but their follow-up right now is limited to Alka's BKB.
MSS.
Mojo.
Jump down bottom, push back in. Spike Carapace before the Orchid, but it looks like they'll still be able to chase him down and kill him off. It does provide some interesting little ideas here, though, right? Because, like, if Ursa's able to keep up, then it feels like this Veno delaying doesn't matter quite as much as it would otherwise. Like, if he's able to sort of stay somewhat even, are you guys still as worried about the Alchemist going to the late game?
I feel like I've seen Alk go into the late game, unlike in the past patches where Alk still remains this big late game threat. It doesn't seem to fall off like the old Alk does.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's a Swift Blink, right? Like, he just does so much damage. Like, Ursa is one of the better ones against that, because how Alk works is, like, you know, you charge your stun, you rock stun, you Swift Blink Abyss with him, and then you stun him and you burst him. But Ursa, like, in the late game, he'll have this eggs and you can turn it around. But Alk is such a strong hero because he doesn't fall off. Like, I had this concept in my head of, like, this old Alchemist where you can sort of outscale him with these Juggernauts. Like, it used to be like Jug Magnus would outscale him. I'm not too sure you can do that anymore. He just kills you. But Mojo finding Ice.
Yeah.
Ice too good.
Gets out. That's a 5-man rotation for nothing.
That was close. He barely didn't get the Carapace off there. If he got that, that was a dead Timbersaw, possibly Roshan.
They're still worried about Roshan. AG gonna scan it up and
mid.
Oh, Quinn rolled on.
Orchid
Trying to bring him down here, but MSS in the area, hoping to get a save. Great stun right as he came out. All right, he's pretty good at Dota. That was sick.
So cocky, but so deserved.
EG just couldn't quite get the clean initiation. Both the Astral Step and the Rolling Boulder didn't land. They only got him with the slow from the Boulder Smash. So.
That was just good positioning by Quinn there. You saw his teams from the left, so he's positioning on the left side of the tower. I think it's understated how much just standing on the right side of the tower matters. And that's a pickup they wanted into Roshan. It's supposed to be Ice, but instead they got the bigger kill. That's a free Roshan right there.
What's so interesting about that too is that that only happens because EG hit the scan as Quincy Crew were moving through the river to go towards mid, and like they weren't going for Roche.
Quinn.
Oh, that's dangerous. Roll through.
He walks up a high ground. Yeah.
Tries to blow him up. Silence is there. Extra move in from Leslau. We still haven't seen an egg. And does he decide to go for it? The heal coming out from that Sun Ray. Not enough. And Leslau still in trouble. Gets the egg off right in time. Kills off Kurt with it. And can they chase down LOA here? Stun comes out. Connects onto Timbersaw with his BKB out as well. So 2 for 2 as they look for more. But Abed cleans up another. MSS dropping as well.
This is
that was
first item BKB Timbersaw.
That's a first, perhaps. Maybe
That's
Nox will know.
super good this game, I think, right? Like, he's countered, but if you just have BKB, Ursa can't hit you because you won't be stunned. And all of a sudden, you're the one like slowing him and dealing damage to him.
Sounds good.
We can see here, Ice a bit underneath the average net worth at 20 minutes for a... Sorry, oh, that's the Alchemist, not the Timbersaw. So yeah, Alchemist is on pace.
Alchemist is... He's definitely going to keep pulling ahead of this game. He's going to start spiking up. I mean, honestly, you don't get that much from Grievous Green in lane, but I thought his CS like looked higher than I usually see an Alchemist, but man, can't get over this. Ice is playing really on point this entire day, honestly. Very impressive.
It's going to be an interesting thing to watch here as BKBs are done for both the Timbersaw as well as the Alchemist. And Timber's actually queuing up his Aghanim Shard next, so that flamethrower just getting thrown around. This guy always entertains. It's going to be really interesting to watch how this item build progresses and, you know, what they try and do with it. If it's just buying more space for Alp to get his farm on and become that, like, terrifying late game force, or if they actually want to get involved right now with these BKBs.
I think EG has done a pretty good job with their game plan this game. Like, they put Ice on this hero early, this early Timbersaw pick. He didn't even see anything for it, just because they knew that they could get this. They had this Earth Spirit and they can roam on Quinn. Like right now, this is the worst game I think I've seen Quinn have in the DPC. It's pretty shut down. I mean, it's not like he's played badly. It's just so many resources are focused on him. They keep going on him at the start of fights.
This is dangerous here. You got to watch out. Movement. They have a DD on Abed as well. They're looking for an opening. Finds one. Stun out. The heal coming as well from Leslau. It's not enough. Noir still has that Aegis available if they want to move in on it. Silent, stunned. Leslau has the egg available if he wants to place it back a little bit further. LOA, ulti going out also as Ice BKB pop. They finally pop that egg as it's Abed and now Crit for the cost of one. But Quinn actually bought back into this. He might die back if he's not careful here.
Okay. Let's go back up.
Yeah. The plane is very aggressive.
Has to blink if he can channel another stun here.
Sticking around, wanting to take this tier 2 tower. It's a lot committed. Or thought about jumping. They went for the Spike Carapace play, but it wasn't quite good enough. Aegis down. Now Ice very, very low. Trying to back away as Quinn gets the silence out onto him. Pops the stick, tries to walk away. Throws out that remnant, but Quinn's in some trouble. The jump forward, slight a bit, jump away afterwards, but Fly chases him down, and now Eeyore's left completely alone. The stun is going to come out, pops the enrage, tries to turn this one. Does he have any help, any friends? MSS moving into position. MSS gets that kill. Now looking for a second one. Spike Carapace comes out, connecting onto Crit. Eeyore still so freaking low, but he has the BKB back up, and there's the TP away. And it looks like Arteezy gonna run in and punish MSS for the other kill. What a wild series of moments.
Wow, that was a 2-minute fight behind the tier 2. And I don't even know who came out ahead. I'm assuming EG came out ahead in that. Like Quinn diebacked. But yeah, that was really good kiting, and like how EG baited the buyback in the fight was really nice. He waited for them to over commit and then Crit saves his buyback for that moment. Now I mean, Ursa didn't die, which is really big, and now he has this Blink Dagger. He's gonna try to like chomp down these supports before they get spells off in fights. Yeah, this game's gonna be wild, it looks like.
Yeah, EG get a slightly bigger lead. The teamfight recap showing like a 1,000 gold advantage going EG's way, but the Ember buyback, you mentioned how Quinn's having a rough game. Well, that kind of continues here.
This is rough.
Having an answer for the
he's not going to be able to play Dota until he gets his BKB, and he's pretty far right now, honestly. Also, like, the thing with these fights where like everyone dies, if Alchemist doesn't die, like he farmed a lot of gold during that. Like right after the fight, they didn't gain that much, but I think he got another 2k just by farming some jungle camps and pushing out a lane.
I think this is going to be such an interesting game as a test to Quincy crew, right? Like, so often they just play around Quinn. In this game, it really feels like it's Leslau that's like the playmaker, the guy that needs to get it all done. He's been given so much farm, and it's going to be tough because he's on a freaking Phoenix, but we'll see how it goes. As
a bit late on the smoke here for Quincy crew. I think they want to hit EG at the bounty runes. And this Veno hero is just being so annoying. Like, these wards are just everywhere. It's hard to place vision. In the fight we saw bottom, like, I'm sure that hero did a lot of damage there. And even if he didn't do any damage there, he's just so annoying. Just slowing down the fight, kiting Ursa.
So we do have the flamethrower out now, not only doing the 90 damage per second, but also getting the slow on people for 30%. So kind of an interesting thing.
It lasts 3 seconds. That's really long.
Yeah.
That's pretty good versus Ursa because I think he's going to be enraged, but you can keep applying it on him. So like that plus the Veto slows, that's a lot of... Like once his BKB is over, like he's pretty done in these fights.
It feels like he's just trying to do as much damage as possible during the BKB. So he's like, well, all these spells have cooldowns. Let's get another spell. Let's get the flamethrower. I'll make even more damage.
Crit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop.
As a good place halt by Ursa, just blocking that boulder. Oh, Artesian wants to go in though. He's charging stun. Life of a 5.
How dare you kill Crit? What's wrong with you? Freaking SVG. Come in and get the kill. Alchemist finishing that AC now while the Basher is completed for the Ursa. As MSS will do a little bit more scouting here. No Sentry wards in vision. And interestingly enough, no Necro 3 heroes in this game. So you can play it a little bit safe. Goes for the stun.
Okay. Cancel Arteezy's TP out. Feels like he's being annoying more than anything. I said Ice Force to just go in to get a kill. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, and now
he's
trying to run.
Gonna get out?
They're trying.
He is.
He's away. What a play.
Ice is such like he shows up when it's the big games. Like
ooh, and the
you know,
tips
he has
come
off games.
Sorry.
Dude, whatever. He canceled Arteezy's blink or TP. That's what's important here.
Yeah. I like that high level tipping too. Like they don't tip up all at once, they stagger it so it's on the screen for longer. Very high level. Here's a good award from Quincy though. They might think about jumping mid. They can rotate the Ursa over.
So hard to do this against... Oh wait, Abed. Stunned. Doctor Ultimate still going. Can they get the root afterwards? Doesn't look like it. Assimilate. Arteezy jumps forward, trying to kill off LOA yet again. A good chunk of damage here off to the side as you are trying to chase down Arteezy. Still has that Spirit Vessel on him for afterwards. Quinn chasing. Root is there as well, but War already gave up on the fight. Decided to head back. Didn't want to dive too deep.
I think something that EG has talked about and they're doing really well is how they hold their BKBs. Like Arteezy's getting jumped there, he doesn't BKB. We saw also the tier 2 bottom fight where Isis didn't pop his BKB. It was very late fight, but still, I think.
They force Quinn's BKB. I mean, that's not holding your BKB. Quinn gets jumped on and just, I mean, kind of panicked, but also kind of just needed to pop it to stay alive.
Yeah, and Quincy could need to get out. Like, this Ursa's getting slowed by the Veto too. They have no BKB. They don't have a way to fight right now.
I think the other thing we're seeing EG do really well is play around their vision. They're using the Void Spirit True Sight from his Remnants to de-ward, and then they've just got complete ward control themselves.
Vision in the area. Arteezy queuing up that stun, but decides not to go in and is going to stay outside instead. Very weird game right now, but you do see that Quinn on the other side of the map with his Invis rune, going to try and get some farm on maybe in a bit, is actually EG going to Roche. This was a relatively quick respawn here.
And they did a good job controlling the vision. Oh,
yeah,
Ember BKB.
There is. I don't think they realized Quincy got a ward down on the other side of the river, because here come Quincy.
Oh, and look at these wards that are placed down. They're breaking Yuar's blink. He has it back up again, jumps into everybody. Pops the enraged turn, almost gets the kill on a crit. Not quite there though. Now let's let right in, but the taunt, the catch, can he get out off in time? No, couldn't get a Spirit Vessel, couldn't get anything. Oh my goodness. They kill the Phoenix and no buyback.
But the EG gonna force this Roche now though.
Oh, wow. Wild stuff there. He's 56 gold away. Where are the bounty runes? In 30 seconds, they can maybe get him back up. He's going to be respawning at that point anyways. And Roche is so low right now.
And this ward is a saving grace for Quincy crew right now. If they didn't have this ward on the top river, like this Roshan would be dead. They wouldn't be able to do anything.
Well, they just killed the ward. There's still that other one that's up on the high ground.
The one behind them, that one's really good. They see EG's in for it now.
And pops it. BKB out afterwards. Arteezy trying to finish this one off, seeing if they can make it happen. The steal is gonna be there. Quinn made the play they needed. Jump in now from Ursa afterwards. He's in down fairly low. Do they have any heal? Anything at all? Pops the enrage, but still gonna die. Now Spike Carapace goes out, connects the stun onto several. They're back in again with a second. And look at the damage coming out from the Phoenix, but they already blew up two. Mass buybacks coming in here as Leslau looking for an opening. Can they find any of these heroes? God, these Plague Wards are just so difficult to play around. as Ice pops the BKB and then manages to get away. So getting the last hit on Roche and taking the Aegis. Big play there by Quinn.
RTZ managed to snipe the cheese. It's in the Radiant Fountain right now. Man, these fights are so close. Like, Ursa he just barely doesn't have his ultimate because they've just been fighting for so long. Like, Quinn barely snags at Aegis, and I mean, EG, like, they recognize that even though we lost the Aegis, like, we can still take this fight. They've used too many of their resources just getting past their Venom wards. Like, you have to, like, BKB earlier, you have to ult earlier on Ursa, and it leads to them taking a pretty good fight there.
And it feels like conversely for EG, you mentioned, you know, RTZ's able to hold his BKB until much later on in the fight, making it so much harder for Quincy to kind of secure these kills.
Also, I'm a bit surprised this Phoenix he seems to have like fallen off a bit, right? Like he had such a good early game, but I'm not quite seeing the impact I would expect to see out of that start. I think it's really hard for him to play these fights though. Like, versus Earth Spare and Void Spare, they're just trying to jump him. He hasn't been able to get egg off in the last fight.
Smoke from EG.
Oh,
roll. Finds two. A lot of damage out. Yor pops in rage, tries to get out of there in time, but he is in a world of hurt. No help nearby. And he gets pummeled. Evil Geniuses taking another kill here onto this Witch Doctor, giving the tip afterwards to more than a couple people. EG are feeling themselves. They think they couldn't turn the corner.
Dude, see, they caught the carry in 5, but they're tipping Mojo.
Yeah.
They're, you know, remaining consistent from earlier, I guess, getting in Mojo's head.
I don't know. I feel like the last time these two teams played, Crit played Nyx 3 times, and now Mojo's on Nyx. And it just seems like this Nyx 4, it hasn't been seeing the impact that I expected with, like, it has such early picks, and it's given such high priority, and it got nerfed, but still given some sort of priority in the pick. And I mean, he's been playing pretty well, but I don't know what his hero does in a game like this.
I feel like you compare that to Crit, and Crit just in the first 5 minutes of this game had like the most crazy impact of a 4 position I've ever seen.
For sure.
Like, he was making plays all over well, just around the mid lane, but he was just making such a big difference on that mid lane.
It's like your map presence with Nyx early is so weak.
Well, no Aegis, no problem. Looking for that stun, misses it. Root afterwards, RTZ pops his shard, giving himself that potion. And, I mean, does he have a TP to get back here? He doesn't. Quinn, wait, what? He can't get here. They're taking his racks, and Quincy crew now in a lot of trouble, and they don't have their Emperor for this one, and they're gonna see him moving across on that ward. Maybe no, they don't quite see it, but nonetheless, they're still sticking around this area. Sice gets hit with the Maledict. Abed moving in yet again. Quinn coming from the backside now. Who can he find? Does manage to get that silence off, hanging onto that BKB as long as possible, waiting, seeing if he can get some extra value out of it. Pops it now. Follow-up turn. Ice goes to the chains away as Quinn continues to run forward, looking for Arteezy. Can he kill him off in time, though? It might look like a crit. A little bit of a weird boulder there, but gets the silence, gets the taunt, and now Quinn going to fall. Has buyback, but this is deadly. Leslau does have egg, pops it now. Ice turns onto it. You are trying to get a bash. This egg is going to pop as the stun comes out, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. They've already lost 2, and they're not buying back on Quinn. Arteezy just walks away, and Quincy crew can't find a fight that works for them. Abed? Maybe? Okay, that's one. They get the kill onto the Void Spirit.
That's what Nyx says right there.
All right, give me a tip. Where are you at, MSF? Come on.
I don't think you tip in his position.
They took your racks, but you know, you gotta put some swag on. I mean, honestly, I'm looking at this Alchemist hero. Like before, I think Ember used to be good versus Alchemist because you could. Well, how Alchemist works is like you're on a timer in fights as soon as you pop his ultimate, and Ember could sort of stall that out. But he got chains and he just has this new shard, and he takes off the chains and Ember can't do anything to him. Quinn overextends to get the chains off, but he just dies for it.
He just smoking for bounty runes.
Well,
is anyone going? EG down a Void Spirit. Want to force this fight?
This is a little insane. LOA there. Stun. Not going to connect. Not going to connect.
What's up now? 4 bounty runes for EG most likely.
Alright, Yawar has his Abyssal Blade, so they finally have some sort of hard initiation. Because it's hard for, like, Nyx is a very hard hero to initiate on until you have Blink Dagger. And even then, like, he's a hero that you want to survive the round of BKB so you can have this high impact in the fight later. Now with Yawar with the Abyssal, he should just look to kill off this, like, Venomancer or Earth Spirit. unfortunately, they have a halberd on Ice Ice, so that means he has to commit BKB, and they also have this force staff on Venom, which means they can save for it.
I can't say enough about how well I feel like Arteezy's been playing this game. And it's not like often that you say that, but he's sort of been around fights. He's kind of been involved in them sometimes. And at 35 minutes, he's 9-0-10 on this ALK against like a 9-minute Spirit Vessel or something like that. This Nyx Assassin that can find you in the jungle. Like, obviously EG's been doing a good job of like trying to protect him, but the fact that he's been able to stay that involved and still stay deathless, I think that's a huge part of why they're winning this game.
For sure. And this was like a game of Alchemist Chicken, right? Like both teams picked heroes that they thought would counter this Alchemist. And the EG are like, okay, we're picking this Alchemist anyways. And despite that, like, he has his Abyssal, and like the timing for Quincy is very hard. Like they need to get a fight on their vision, which is hard because Abbott took the Remnant Vision and they have this Venomancer, so they're just controlling the map really well. I think EG came into these games with really good game plans. Like versus Undying, they knew that like if you sustain Undying's pressure, their percentage of making mistakes is actually, I think, higher than Quincy Crew's at least. Like they're still a very good team at what they do. And then versus Quincy Crew, like if you can control their map movements early, like you have the higher map presence with the Earth Spirit versus Nyx, and then you play these like Venomancers and map control with wards and Remnant, like you're gonna do well for some.
Last hurrah for Quincy, perhaps. They're smoked up.
Looking for it. Yor just got the shard as well. Extra Fury Swipes gives him Enrage, but the Yule Scepter lift up. Now Arteezy jumps onto the Nyx. BKB already out. No answer. Silence onto Leslau. Does have the egg available if he wants to pop it here. Again, another silence. Disarm. The egg is out. And the Sunray coming to try and heal up Yor and keep him alive. Ice, regardless, moving in, gets stunned mid-chains, but the roll comes afterwards. Leslau tries to back out. Yor still in trouble. Going to die. No buyback. 90 seconds. Everybody's lifted up in the air with this Yule Scepter combo. Leslau in a world of hurt. Nowhere left to dive. He's just going to die. And with 4 dead and very few buyback, is this going to be EG going to the major? They got their eyes set here, but they need a creep wave. What a freaking win for EG.
Oh, it's just so hard for Quincy to take these fights. Like you kind of mentioned, UI, like it feels like Yor has to pop his BKB just to kill a Venomancer there. Instead he gets healed, but even if he pops his BKB, the fight doesn't go any different. EG are just so far ahead, they're so strong. They just have way too many tools to play around these fights with, and Arteezy's up is just uncounted.
Oh, and the jump in now. Arteezy blows up the Witch Doctor. He still has a buyback available. 1 tier 4 tower remaining. The buyback comes. They're going to use the glyph. Try and slow this down as much as possible. It's 20 seconds till the next hero is even back up. Zabed jumps in. Quinn able to retreat. But I don't know if they're going to have what it takes. Evil Geniuses are pulling it back. GG. And they are going to be your first representative from North America at the major.
Wow. Going to the major, #1 seed from North America, straight into the playoffs. You know, it wasn't the smoothest league group stages. They went 6-1. They dropped some games against, you know, teams you maybe wouldn't expect them to, but EG looked dominant today in the tiebreakers.
Yeah, I think before this match, Arteezy messaged me the other day. He said, I'm never losing to Quincy Crew again. And look who showed up today.
Damn, dude. I mean, talk about call your shot right there. That's what you want to see. And he had an amazing game. Again, only hero that remained deathless in that one, and he was involved in the kills. Looks like, I think he was the person that was most involved in all of the kills, if I'm not mistaken. 26 different ones with 15 kills and 11 assists. So impressive. But it also sets us up now for Quincy Crew. You know, they just lost to Undying previously. Granted, that was in a best of 3 where things looked a little bit weird for them, but it does provide some like interesting questions now. And no matter what, we know after next game, who is the other team that's going to the major? Any final thoughts that really stick out to you about this game for Quincy Crew? Did it feel like everything was sort of clicking for them, or then like EG just had a better draft, or do you think that there was like something off with their play?
Honestly, it felt hard for them to push forward on the map because you're playing versus Alchemist with no tower push. I think they played fairly well, but at some point, like the game just got really hard for them. I think a lot of that, like I want to give another shout out to Ice. Like how he played this Timbersaw. He's blind picked into a bad hero, and then he has like every single hero, I think, on Quincy Crew is supposed to be good with Timbersaw. He busts out like this BKB first build. He gets more than he should in lane, and he just huge impact in the team fights. I think how he played really determined the game, and honestly, the problem for Quincy Crew was just how well these players played. Like Ice, he stomped them.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for game number 1, or guess game number 2 of our 3-way tiebreakers. We've already figured out one team that's going to be moving on to the majors. Still one more to decide that one. We're going to head on back to the panel after this break and hear them break it all down. Then, of course, we have one final match in this upper bracket side of it, where it's going to be Undying facing off against Quincy Crew. See you there in a bit.
Undying and Quincy Crew, which earns them that right to go straight to the playoffs in Singapore to represent North America. I'm back with Suns fan and Jenkins after that second best of one. You know, I don't know how, but Evil Geniuses just keep getting away with this, you know, whatever it may be, and any other team just can't, whether it be a draft situation where you see the Alchemist coming a mile away, but they still pick it up and win. Ice, you know, he gets his conditional heroes nice and early, and he gets in lane matchups that he has no right to win, but he still does. I don't know how these guys pull it off, but today they showed up and they got their win.
Yeah, the Ice one, obviously a big storyline that you guys brought up. I don't know how that's possible to have survived in that lane. He got away with just a sliver of HP that first time around. Then from then on, he was just home free, it felt like. Quinn, I felt like had a rough game to start, but then after he stole Roche/Aegis, and even though they lost that fight, he was actually even in net worth with the Void Spear. But it just felt like he was kind of just trying to, I don't know, annoy the enemies. He wasn't actually doing any damage, it felt like. And then the biggest story was Yawar on Ursa. I mean, we both picked as a big reason Quincy Crew to win this game because Ursa just feels like it was a really good game for him. But you have to give EG credit. They kited the absolute crap out of that hero. Venomancer is so annoying. They had tons of Yules, which is obviously amazing against that hero since status resistance doesn't do anything. They had a Halberd as well. It just felt like he could not hit anybody in these fights. And I thought, I mean, Laylis, the Phoenix, we talked about it being a good hero conceptually, and it started off pretty well. The percentage-based damage was kind of why I brought up Underlord as a potential pick as well. But he just didn't get any farm after like the beginning of the laning or after the laning stage. But I feel like if you get a ton of farm on that hero, he can scale, but it just wasn't to be this time around. Alchemist wins again, gentlemen.
Alchemist does it again.
Shouldn't have voted against Alk. You know, I'm very impressed with Ice Ice Ice. I've never seen people build like that on these random heroes. Like this guy being on your team and being able to draft him just shitty matchups and still win the game is actually just a superpower. It's insane.
All right, now we do have our winner interview. Crit is going to be joining us for a fast interview because we do have another best of one to get into. Here he is, Crit. Congratulations, you guys are champions of NADPC. You have now earned your pass all the way to playoffs. You're secured top 8 at the major. But now that these tiebreakers are all behind us, can you tell us, was this the outcome you were hoping for? Were you hoping for tiebreakers to be able to get this position, or would you have been okay either way going to the major? Be real. Come on.
I think when we're watching them play Undying Quincy, you kind of just, you want to be outcome independent, you know, you want to just watch it and see what happens and be fine with both. But I think honestly that it would have been better for us to just go to the major, because in reality, like playing tiebreakers, best of ones, it's not great. I mean, we prepared a lot for this tiebreaker. I think it was why it was pretty comfortable for us, but it's a best of one. You never really know what's going to happen. I think it would have been better for us to just go to the major, especially because we would be confident playing a group stage there anyway. So it's like, it would have been fine either way. Like obviously you go playoff, it's kind of good for your TI chances already, but I think we would have been confident in our group stage there. So I think I would have preferred probably no tiebreaker, also because it's been like a couple of days now since we saw that game, and these couple of days were really rough, especially because like my schedule is messed up, and it's like I'm actually just looking forward to sleeping and seeing the sun, you know. But yeah, so for me, I would have just taken the second place. But no, you know, it worked out. I'm happy to be first. It's good for us.
Yeah, you get the extra points. You get to go right to top 8, of course, and some extra money. And definitely look like you guys have practiced fantastic Earth Spirit games. Now, of course, I have Jenkins. I have Suns Fan here, and they want to ask a couple of real fast questions. Suns Fan?
Yeah, we've been told not to do mulligans, so I apologize in advance, Crit, for the very boring question. First of all, congratulations. You've now played against Quincy Crew and Undying a bunch of times. They both face each other off now in a best of one to see who gets second place and goes to the group stage of TI, if only, of the major. Who would you choose to be more likely to come out? Like, who's more impressive to you?
Who is more impressive? Oh, it's tough. I think it's hard to say because you can't really say that somebody deserves it. I think both teams have like good ideas about the game. I don't really want to say one is better than the other. I think they're pretty good, both of them. Quincy, honestly, I think just because of the last year, they deserve to go to the major. I know the storyline behind Undying and stuff, and these guys have been fighting for a long time, but I feel like Quincy, they have been so dominant that they kind of deserve to go.
Fair enough.
So in both games, I noticed that you guys gave Ice 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 and yourself like pretty difficult lanes in terms of the draft, and then you ended up on this Earth Spirit, which can roam around, and Ice 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 still like managed to do really well. I'm wondering, like, is there some draft advantage that you guys are trying to get with picking Ice Ice Ice's heroes early and like picking you a roamer? Is that like a conscious choice, or did that just kind of happen by chance in these drafts?
No, that is a conscious choice.
Okay.
I can't really say more. I mean, yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. That's cool. I'm cool with
Craig,
that.
can you tell us all the secrets that have made you a successful pro player and EG?
I'm just interested in regions. It's like the stuff that they think about. I don't know. That I'm just curious. Cool. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Mad props, I think, what Jenkins is getting that it seems like
Jenkins needs a mulligan.
Is put
Good
into
Lord.
a tough time, but still
That's
managed
fine.
to
That's a
pull it
great
out.
answer. That's all I want to know. Yes or no?
We would love to drill you with some more questions, Crit, but we really do need to get into this other tiebreaker match. Congratulations to you and to the rest of the team. We look forward to watching you guys represent North America at the major. So GG's, my friend.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that was Crit. Lots of love to him and the rest of Evil Geniuses on that one. But we got to get into a break because when we come back, we got to find out who is the other team who's going to be repping North America at the major, who's going to be going to the group stage. Undying, is it Quincy? We find out after the break.
Here we go again. Trying hard, but you wanna be my friend. Ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. Here we go again. Call my bluff, I'ma be here till the end. I'm the one you ride, I'm the one you ride to. If you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change, I can help you out, 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 I can help you out. Here we go again. Time is up and I'm calling up my friends. Ain't no wonder why, ain't no wonder right to. Here we go again. Call me up and you wanna be my friend. I'm the one you ride, I'm the one you ride to. If you don't wanna change.
Welcome back to the Tiebreaker Sunday of NA DPC action. If you are just tuning in, you just missed that. Evil Geniuses claimed the first spot, the main spot at the playoffs by taking down Undying and then following it up with a swift takedown of Quincy Crew. So that is settled, and now we have to find out which of these two remaining teams is going to be going to the major. I'm back with Sunsfan. I'm back with Jenkins as we await the draft. Now for this new spicy best of one, Undying versus Quincy Crew. Gentlemen, let's talk about maybe psychologically, who do you think is going to be showing up in better form on this one, right? I mean, you have Undying, who already took their loss earlier to EG, but Quincy Crew coming off a more fresh loss. Undying already beat Quincy before, so I naturally lean that maybe Undying are going to feel a bit stronger in this one. What do you think, Sunsfan?
Yeah, the momentum, I mean, from each respective team, I suppose, is not there. But you're right, the break from Undying could help. But I think Quincy Crew losing the best of 3 to Undying means that they've learned more overall against like for this specific matchup. If you remember, I think game 1 was it forgetting the games that they lost. It was like game 1 and 2. They picked like really weird offlane heroes for Laylis. It was a Razor and was it a Grimstroke? Is that the game I'm thinking? It was like really, really odd offlanes.
Yeah, that's right.
Just did not feel right in the game, and they just never ended up doing anything. I mean, it's not just one pick, obviously, but every time that they've picked traditionally, it feels like they're just the better team against Undying. But again, it is just the best of one, so anything can happen. I would say it's a 50-50, gentlemen.
I agree. Like, you have to consider, like, I think for a lot of reasons, Undying, that Dakota mentioned, Undying would have the momentum, but you also have to consider that Quincy, they lost to EG game 1 in a series before, and then proceeded to crush them game 2 and game 3. And then they also lost to Undying game 1, and then crushed them in game 2. They looked horrible against Black and Yellow game 2 and crushed them in game 3. Like, this is a team that has a history of, they're high risk, high reward, and they just are really high skill. So it looks really bad when they lose, and then they recover incredibly quickly. So
10 seconds remaining.
It's 50-50, which makes sense. We are in a tiebreaker for the literal major. So these teams are super high caliber.
And it looks like Undying did have the decision on this draft, and they decided on Radiant side, and that left Quincy to go with second pick. A bit unusual because we've been seeing a lot of teams favor more that second pick. And, how that goes. Pick up the win condition, ban thereafter. But a bit of a mix-up this time. So
the teams they played 3 days ago, Beastmaster and Alk were banned previously. It looks like Beast remains. So DP is the new one that was also banned before. So Alk is available again, gentlemen.
I wonder if it's like specifically because this is Quincy, you give them second pick, because they don't really have a history of like cheesing people too hard with this 8th pick.
True.
If they pick this Alk or Dusa, it's usually in the second phase, which is obviously not to say that they can't do it, but they've had the opportunity to do it before and they've opted out of it. So maybe if you're Undying, you're just like, all right, they're not like confident in Yuar's ability to like, second pick this Alk. Like, he just doesn't care to play it, which is fine. Like, they obviously win anyway, but it could turn out to be a hole in their draft here.
Well, man, they get the Monkey King right out of the gate. I mean, you have the safety of having the Coddle already banned, and it hasn't been picked up yet. But, see Undying now have that bit of info nice and early, and they respond with the Earth Spirit, which obviously found great success for EG in their previous 2 matches. Moon Meander's been beasting on the hero a lot. Not too much as of recent, but they're going to pick it up again here.
Should also mention, even though it doesn't look like it's going the same way at all right now in terms of the draft, but in the last series between these two, Void Spirit was picked up in every single game by Quincy Crew, and then Undying picked Pango in every game. So we'll see if any of that ends up happening again. But Monkey King, I don't think... Oh, he did get through in a couple games, actually. But that was for Undying. So this is the first game between these two that Quincy Crew gets that in their hands.
I know that Dubu has been playing this Death Prophet as a pause 5 as well lately, so I've had the unfortunate displeasure of laning against this guy. I honestly was very happy he was on Death Prophet instead of an Enchantress, but still very annoying. You just max the Spirit Siphon, run into fights. Position 5s aren't meant to do that much damage, to be quite honest, and the tower pressure that comes out of this hero as a 5. I really like this idea of throwing the Enigma, the Tide, the Death Prophet, like these big ulti heroes on the 5, because you have to invest so much to kill them. But then you're like killing a 5. So it's really a conundrum. I think this is a nice drafting style. I mean, you could still obviously run it off lane, but they have this opportunity to put it as a 5.
Something that had been a bit criticized in that previous game from Quincy was Mojo and his impact with that Nyx Assassin. It looks like he's going to get that fabled Mirana pickup here. I would imagine that he should be kind of looking for some redemption here on this Mirana. Probably going to be going pretty serious.
I think Mirana's...
And it's a deny pick as well. I mean, Undying picked it literally every game last series against these two as well.
Yeah. I think Mirana's just like a higher caliber hero than Nyx currently. It's kind of moving up in the tiers of pickability. It's like getting up there to that S tier. It seems like this Aghanim Scepter Spirit Vessel build that people are doing, with like maxing arrow and killing camps, and sometimes maxing Q to kill heroes. It seems like this play style where like, you flee or like MSS or whatever, playing this Mirana and just being like incredibly active with big magic damage is It just seems good. It just seems good in almost any game. It's impossible to like win the lane control battle against Mirana because if you pull the camp, she just arrows the big creep and then the lane just double waves into you, and like that's not good. So that's always really nice. You just static the lane no matter what.
And Mirana's in such a new spot now, I guess, because there's been so many opportunities presented by maybe just pro players picking up the hero, but it felt like in the past Mirana was such a feast or famine type of hero. Like you're looking for ganks. If you don't find ganks, she's not really making anything happen. But now, you know, they're finding that you can jungle so well and pull and find all these new opportunities to fill the gaps between not finding kills and that she still kind of stays relevant. I mean, but also what separates these players from everyone else trying to make position for Mirana happen in pubs where it is feast or famine.
Yeah, and I also find it interesting how some teams prioritize getting like some sort of setup for the arrow, and other teams just don't care that much. But it seems to not really matter in the grand. I mean, obviously it matters to some degree, but in terms of like the hero's success, it doesn't seem to hinge based on that fact alone. Where in the past maybe it was reliant on some sort of a like OD Astral into arrow or something like that.
Who's been ignored.
So she's looking very versatile. Yeah, OD got nerfed, but he still sounds strong to me. I don't know. Teams don't seem to think so though.
Yeah, I've been playing it quite a bit. It still feels good. It's just that like the meta has shifted around. People know how to counter OD. They'll pick like these PLs or Wraith Kings or Lycans, like these heroes that just have summons, and you can't do anything to those. And the way that you would beat that before is like the hero would just do so much damage with his Q and W in lane that you could still deal with them just fine. So basically against the counters now, because the Q has a longer cooldown and the W costs more mana, you just do less against the counters. So the counters like really make you feel bad as opposed to just like decently making you feel bad. And so that's why I think he's fallen off. But if you can find a game with like no summons, you know, OD's still going to be good. It's like second phase hero, I think, instead of first phase.
Another Batrider ban, by the way.
Yeah.
I think
that could be mega nerf.
I think that's good. I think like if you pick Monkey King, that's like the only hero where just the idea of like everything Batrider does is just good against what Monkey King does. Like screw the creeps. Your carry can just be stunned for like 5 seconds through BKB if he gets knocked off of a goddamn tree because of like any of Batrider's abilities. And then you can like knock him out of his ult in 2 different ways and like area deny his ult as well. Like there's just everything about this bat is like good against the monkey.
Pretty safe position 5 Witch Doctor pickup comes out for Quincy crew here. Nothing to say about it.
Looking at, I mean, the good thing about this is, I mean, have we seen Quinn play Monkey King ever?
I don't know.
It doesn't feel like one of his. I mean, it's usually Yuar. I don't know if it's always Yuar.
It's definitely his hero. I don't know if we've seen it in this DPC. He's been mostly on like the Void Spirits, but he plays Monkey King. Like he's known for his Monkey King in pubs. It's just that like in pubs, it's obviously a lot different than in competitive. I mean, there still is a Void Spirit. Shockingly, it's not banned.
5 seconds remaining.
No, just another position 5 pickup. Oracle, the more defensive grab. Fate's Edict, I suppose, is nice against Monkey King, who's pretty right-click dependent, and it's great with Death Prophet. If it is a core Death Prophet, which it looks like it is, you know, she benefits tremendously from the ult, the Soul Siphon together, and I imagine whatever the Tomato hero will potentially be, they'll probably find something to kind of link it together with the Oracle. And there's the Jug for Yuar.
Okay. So yeah, Quinn Monkey King. I like Yuar on. I mean, we talked about this last game where even though Ursa made a lot of sense, it's not really a Yuar hero. We don't see it that often. The Juggernaut definitely is.
Yeah, for sure.
So if it's a best of one, comfort level, certainly important.
5 seconds remaining.
Now they're just looking for, in all likelihood, an off lane, unless they want to do some crazy switcheroo with Mirana.
I think that's why this Alk went through too to the second phase, even though Quincy crew had this 8th pick where most teams would just yoink an Alk there and then like win the game off of this cheesy BS. So I like the Quincy crew clearly have like recalibrated after the last game and they're not taking the bait. Like they kind of took the Timbersaw bait last game and Yuar was on this like uncomfortable hero and EG played around the fact that he was this Ursa. But this time they're just saying, okay, we're going back to our Quincy crew style of like we're just going to pick and you have to deal with us being on our best heroes. And we don't care if you counter us. Like, we're just, Yuar's on Jug. He's going to, like, rotate early game, you know, because he knows exactly the earliest time to do this. He always rotates as soon as he gets his Omni Slash and gets a huge kill.
Well, the Oracle, you talked about the Death Prophet combo, but they can switch things up a lot here. I mean, the supports are already pretty much set in stone, but heroes that I think of that we haven't really seen much of are like Terrorblade with the Oracle combo, pretty strong. You could also flex. I mean, this could even be a mid DP still, technically speaking. Doesn't have to be offlane for Saberlight.
That fits with the Brile playstyle that has been brought up a couple of times that we like to see him on, more of the objective forward playstyle, carry
Morph
playstyle.
is still there as well.
I was going to say Morph does seem good. Okay, they go with the Ursa. So there's your Tomato hero. Bit of an active carry. I do like seeing him on these.
Is Windrunner still in the pool, gentlemen?
Oh, no.
It's always this last pick Windrunner.
I actually think you have to ban it. I think you have to ban it if you're Quincy, because it's so good against Monkey. You just Windrun and go on him in his ult, and he dies to your Maelstrom.
It's true.
It's very annoying. I've actually seen this get picked up a lot in pubs recently. People are realizing that it just takes what Monkey wants to do in the game and makes it impossible. It's similar to Batrider, except, you know, Windranger, you actually have to be really high skilled to like get this hero online. Whereas with Batrider, you can have like 0 items and still counter the Monkey, which is why even though Bat's a terrible hero, people are still banning it second phase when they do have the Monkey King. But Brile, you know, he's a wind expert, so he'll get there.
I mean, you're obviously banning for him unless they switch the Death Prophet to be mid, which I don't think we've seen him. I mean, I don't think we've seen a DP mid in I don't know how many games.
Yeah, the other thing is just grabbing the Void Spirit that's on the table there. But
yeah, true.
But that's
Yeah,
also
Razor
a
would've been
snowballing
pretty
move
annoying to deal
hero.
with.
Huh. I'm wondering, like, how does this Monkey Ursa matchup go? With how Fury Swipes has been nerfed, but then so has like the Jingu. This used to be like Ursa favored, but maybe if you ran this Lelis off lane, Monkey King, you could actually beat the Ursa. Then again, you're running it into an Oracle. Actually, scratch that. You can't do that. This has to be a Monkey mid, I think. But I know Lelis has played this Monkey off lane in pubs.
Normally, I would say Void Spirit would be a good mid pick here, but if you're going against Monkey King, not so much. The fact that the hero's still in the pool is kind of crazy, but
5 seconds remaining.
yeah, I think the Windranger, whatever the hell her name is these days.
I think it's Wind. It's just, it's too good.
Viper's also out there if you need a lane dominator. I don't see Brile play it, though. It doesn't really feel like a styling Brile hero.
Yeah,
but,
it's like too boring for Brile, I think.
well, if you need a win, maybe boring is what you do, though. You really need a lane win.
I think Wind is like less winning the lane, but more like in the game, Monkey King will be destroyed, and it's good against Jug too. You can Wind run the Omni Slash, and in the early game, it's enough to survive.
And how about the offlane for Quincy crew? Who's left in the pool here? A lot of stuff, actually.
I mean, this has got to be Wind,
played-
right? Like, I feel like there's nothing. Oh my God.
There you go, Dakota.
Dude.
Nice call.
You got to get a win. Who cares if it's boring? Sometimes you got to do a chest pass, right, Suns fan? You don't do the cool, like, between back behind stuff. You got to get a good chest pass going.
That's true.
The layup. Not the
Nothing
dunk,
fancy,
the layup.
not behind the back pass, nothing like that. You can lose the ball. No turnovers today, gentlemen. Viper's very stable, doesn't scale that well, but lane dominates in that mid lane versus melee.
Off lane versus Ursa. So Venom. Okay. Puck.
So is this a offlane Monkey?
So they might be doing the offlane Monkey. They are.
They are. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
The flexibility's there. We don't see it often.
They did it.
but
This
there
is the
it
first flex they've ever done.
Well, let's see who's on. Let's see who's on Viper though.
That's true.
Viper DP. They could still do Saberlight on the Viper.
Pam Hero.
Yeah, they're like Brile.
Okay.
You guys
Brile
want to?
mid. Okay, so
Brile. Okay.
I'm gonna
Pick it up.
reward Quincy crew for one time flexing for the first time ever. Quincy crew will take this game, gentlemen. Jenkins, don't copy me.
I want to go Quincy crew just because I don't like Brile on Viper. I feel like you're just taking your high skill guy and throwing him on this boring, terrible, slow hero.
10
I'm gonna go Quincy.
Orb blocking takes skill, Jenkins.
Ah, yes, that is what Suns fan would say.
All right, we got 2 for Quincy Crew here at the panel. We got to see what our commentator trio has to say. Let's go ahead and get into the break, but when we do come back, we got Lyrical, Trent, and Owie on the coverage.
Life kept spitting at my feet and forced me down a dead-end street when all I had went up in flames, burning only dark remains. I cover up every part of my skin, oh, 'cause I don't like the person within, oh, I know I'm the one to blame. All I can do is take the shame, oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm too sad to say I'm sorry, so lie and pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here again for our final game of this entire tiebreaker saga that we've been living through. I got Trent, I got Owie with me. Trent, I just want to start off. We're talking about a really boring hero. The panel feels like it's there, Viper, but it's pretty freaking good against Monkey King. What do you think?
Boring? Oh, no. You know, Viper is exciting. It adds intrigue to the game when you have to count how many heroes it takes to come in and kill him and stuff. But I mean, Al, you know a lot about Bryle. Like, is this a Bryle hero? You know, can he play some Viper Dota?
I think Bryle's been like he's a very fast learner. I remember I played with him like way back when we were on Chaos together, and we picked Bryle Viper, I think, versus Navi, and we lost. And Bryle, I never want to play Viper again. But slowly over the years, when it's been a Viper patch, he started to enjoy Viper. There's this one patch where Viper is super cancerous, and he said it is fun pressing Q on people, which it is. So yeah, I think he's a solid Viper, but it's definitely not like his comfort is definitely the carry style heroes mid. He's worked pretty hard on these like space maker types, and he's gotten really good at it because he's just a very talented player. But
were you expecting the Wind Ranger again?
No, I think Wind Ranger Ursa is like just a bad core duo. Like it's too much physical single target. Oh, bottom lane. Moon with a nice goal here.
Uh-oh. Gotta be careful. Not gonna quite connect it, and they're able to walk away for the moment. But Leslau, good arrow. That could have been a little bit deadly with the rundown that was going on there.
I feel like that was a bit lazy though. Like, you could just wait for the Oracle Q to hit. I don't know if Monkey King dies there, but he will take a lot of damage. They're actually tri-laning, which is sort of cool because at the start of the game, I clicked on Moonmate. Okay, they're not. I thought he was going to roll on the once. Okay, never mind. You know what? I'm just wrong. This is what Kyle's like, you know? You just call shit and it sounds right in your head, but it's just wrong. I clicked on Earthspit at the start of the game. He has boots, he's 335. Oh, that's pretty fast. I clicked on DP, he has no boots, he's 335. That's cool. Wow.
Pretty convenient versus Jug.
Yeah, I remember Tezu was telling me actually that this DP right now, very strong in Europe. Very good versus Juggernaut actually, specifically in lane, because you can just outrun the spin. Very hard to go on.
Definitely.
Doing the pull here.
Oh yeah, he's going to be able to get that one immediately. Yeah, and then of course, you know, as you mentioned, being so fast, you're not at risk necessarily on Saberlight in this lane.
And he did the classic, the good form move, where you stand in the camp for a second too, just to get the body block off before you pull it to the rest of the wave.
Yeah, they didn't block the small camp, so they will have that on Quincy Crew, but Yawar actually pulled it into his tower just because DP had such a big wave. Oh no, Moon messed up the pull. Very unfortunate.
Oh, that's rough.
Okay, so both teams, I think this is sort of like a bit suboptimal by both teams, but it's going to work out for both of them somewhat. Normally you want to pull like either to 4 creeps behind the tower or 3 creeps even, and deny a lot as Radiant. And in Dire you want to pull it around the sort of spot so you don't lose the equilibrium.
Now Moon messes up the pull, they get the kobolds again, so it's okay.
I mean that camp's at least a little bit better. It's not the 5 little
terrible
that
ones
ruined my life. I hate those things. I've actually messaged Iceman and been like, yo, these things, they gotta go.
You pro players, you're
responsible
unbelievable.
For the prowlers too? Are you the exterminator?
Nah, I love those things because I play Crystal Maiden and I'd stack them. And my carry would be like, yo, come help me. I'm like, sorry, God, it's my ult's on cooldown. I don't know how it happened.
Something weird. Damn, dude. I wish that I could do that and just be like, hey, can you just get rid of Ricky, Ice Frog? Is that okay? Like, I don't care about tech.
Pretty much anyone can email Ice Frog. Like, he's had an open email since, like, Dota 1.
Good to know. People out there. Actually, I don't want to encourage anybody to email him. Don't email him. I'm sure it's it's fine. But regardless, it's something to watch for here in this game. At least that top lane, it feels like there's a potential for some like super aggressive stuff. If they wanted to go on to LOA, is there anything that you're particularly worried about as far as? Well, wait a minute. Roll in. Saberlight gets hit by the Maledict as well, getting spun down. He's a fancy guy.
Very fine. Yeah, that's the spin. Like, you use your 40-second cooldown on Juggernaut, and honestly, it didn't do any damage to him.
And that should be the worry, right? Because now they want to kill LOA. He's like, yeah, I'm getting out of the tower.
They're going again on Jug. This is really good harass from them.
Frustrating. And right now, doesn't have that much regen coming out to me. His courier just was brought out. All he has is this magic stick. LOA does have a couple tangos and a salve, so he's going to have to make up for that difference there.
I've never seen this matchup before, actually. Jenkins was saying, like, sometimes they run this Monkey King offlane, but I'm interested in how bottom will go. He also mentioned, like, Oracle can purge the Jingu stacks. Ooh, he blocks the arrow on the Ursa, but he's taking a lot of damage for that.
That was kind of you. I think the thing that's always so weird about it is, yeah, you can purge it, but more often than not, what we've seen from some of these Monkey Kings is just immediately boundless striking after they get the stacks up, and sometimes connecting onto the Oracle with that as well, which can be pretty annoying. Like, so you'll at least get one good hit off as Quinn down at bottom gets the DT and starting to put in a little bit of work there. Moon trying to ensure that his teammate's going to be fine, but Quinn moving in further. They're going to see if they can get some extra damage onto Bryle. Good stuff here down in the mid lane.
Oh, so sexy from Mojo. He shot the arrow because he knew Moon would roll onto that route because he printed it twice last game. And, you know, they just get the arrow on the rolling Earth Spirit for a nice first blood. Oh, wow. They got a Saberlight top. That's big.
The number of times, like, you know how like something gets mentioned to you and then you never notice it before, but then suddenly you notice all the time? Or the first time you pointed out the runes on Quinn, I swear to God, every NA player stream I've been on lately has been like, oh, there's Quinn. Another rune for Quinn. Like, every single pub, every game.
You know, this has happened before, like, where the mid player just seems to get all the runes. Before it's like S4 in Alliance, right? You have S4 rune. But the reason they get these runes is because they think of the runes more and they play for the runes better than other people. And it's a very valuable skill. It's not like something that just happens by chance. It's a 50-50, but like it's 50-50 if you're both on the rune, but you can do things to swing your chances, and your teammates can do things, especially for Quincy crew.
Absolutely.
And it's just so important. It's so important this patch when like so many mid lanes get decided by this.
For sure. Like, I've noticed, like, honestly, this game is sort of an outlier in that the mids were picked very late, but mids have been picked pretty early this NA DPC season, just because all the mids sort of go relatively even in lane, but your rotations are based off the runes. So if you pick your mid earlier, it means that your side lanes are stronger, which means that they have more space to come check the runes for you.
Very interesting. Yeah. And that sort of gives you a better potential here as actually, that roll in, able to get the stun, but Leslau still in a world of hurt as Tomato tries to throw him down, but he's pretty quick walking out of there and looks like he's fine. MSS also getting away. So this rotation from Moon will not connect.
Oh, that was so good from Leslau there. He knew that Ursper was coming in, and like this was the right play by Moon. I really like this play from the TPN. They saw it overextend, quick reaction, top lane.
Saberlight, TP's out, and did take a lot of damage. Maledict tick does not look like it's going to be enough. He's regenerating back up.
There's a big difference this game versus the Ice games where Quincy crew, they're punishing the fact that Earthspirit is leaving this DP alone a lot harder than Ice was punished. Like, it's like their networks are similar, like the Timbersaw and DP, but they're different types of heroes. Like DPs, I don't think as an offlaner on DP, you're really the type of hero that can like lose your lane really badly and still come back. Because what's your comeback? Like you have to press R on the tower. But if you're behind, you're just gonna die.
Yeah, it's also difficult for him to abuse the siphons. Like he's still holding a point right now on Saberlight.
Yeah. And they still have their wagon alive at 7 minutes on Quincy Crew. I'm sort of surprised they're not looking to rotate the puck there. Instead, he came bottom to pressure the Ursa, which is like a pretty good play, honestly. But I think they're looking to take this top tower with this wagon.
Let's see if they can make it happen. As you mentioned, there is still Moon in the area. And it's, I mean, we'll see if it ends up happening. Like, I guess the danger is, of course, like rotations that could come out from those mids. Although Quinn makes the jump, silence there with the coil onto Bryle, tries to find that kill, but the heal is there. It looks like Bryle should be able to walk out of there somewhat okay, as he did take a lot of Maledict damage, but, you know, with that corrosive skin, he's doing good.
I guess they're okay playing this map sort of stable on Quincy Crew. That's what they decided. Instead of going with this wagon, look at Stable. He knows about this wagon. He's been clicking it down for all 900 HP there. Right now, like, Tomato's actually having to jungle level 5 Ursa. That's not really what you want to see.
Especially when no one's even benefiting from the space right now.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I was really worried that they do another range offlane on Quincy Crew for Leslie. I think this team excels when, like, this guy is on the hero. Oh, top lane?
Roll? Nope, can't do it. Super dead. Tries to run away. Bryle's made this rotation as well. Does not have his Atos yet, but we'll be able to get the slowdown there onto LOA. Gives up the chase. Push.
Amazing punishes from Quincy Crew. They're really in their element right now. They're forcing all these rotations and TPs around, and then they're punishing it super quick. Like, look how fast that Viper was mid. He TPs top, and they're already going mid before he even TPs to make the split. Like,
yeah, MSS has been lurking.
Ooh.
Waiting here.
Silence. Jumps away afterwards. Quinn just sidesteps the roll arrow afterwards. All right, MSS. All right, okay. Take it easy there, buddy.
They're gonna get Tomato here too.
Dude, they're still going in, and they can't bring in anybody to help this for the moment. Enrage is worn off. At this point, the damage coming through onto Tomato. Dude, Quincy Crew are cooking.
Oh, man. Feels bad to be Bryle, man. I mean, I don't... Like, he can play Viper, but if you're in a losing best of one and you're playing Viper, Monka.
Yeah.
Where's my turnaround potential? Where's my high impact play?
I mean, we saw that, right? Like, he's a mid tier. He's like, oh, they're overextended top. I'm just gonna TP up there and pretend I'm Void Spirit. They're all dead. But no, you're a Viper. He has boots. He's moving at 320 boost speed. If he buys a wind lace, he'll almost be the same speed as a no boots Death Prophet.
It's okay. He got the trinket. You know, that's pretty nice. All right, he's gonna get an Atos. It's gonna turn things around.
I mean, I'm clicking their heroes. Like, what is the play on the Radiant team? They need to get this Atos, which is still honestly too far away to wait for. They need to like get a play where they kill a hero and fast, because they're getting pressured all across the map.
And Bryle, I mean, he's in here again mid and gonna get chased down. Omni slash drop down, switches over to Dubu, back over to Bryle. No more Fate's Edict, which means that Viper's dead. Oracle is dead. They are getting completely ripped apart here. Quincy Crew, again, like lost that series against Undying, and now it feels like they've come up with, like they studied that game, they've come up with solutions, an 8-0 start. Really impressive showing from them here, as another arrow connects down bottom. Moon tries to get away from there, a couple more hits, not gonna be enough.
It is rough. It feels like Moon's playing this Earth Spirit. He's doing his best to rotate. He did a pretty solid job in lane, but like, what are his play options right now? Like, it's so hard when you're losing as this Earth Spirit to like create something out of nothing, because the hero gets on top of people. He repositions them, but he doesn't have the damage to actually have that gank happen. Usually that comes from like your mid laner, but you have a Viper mid versus Puck, so you can't kill there. Top lane, there's a Juggernaut, you can't really kill there. And bot lane, like Leslie just made the outplay when he went for that kill.
And your Ursa's farming, you know.
Yeah,
he
and now he's just like a level 8 monkey gang. He's hard to kill.
Moon's not even 6 after the tome, too.
Dubu doesn't have his ulti yet. They're popping Exo. Like, they're so desperate here.
They're making so many potential plays, but the other thing, Moonlight Shadow, no dust. Where's the dust?
All right, listen, guys. All I'm saying is that the Leafs got a shutout the other night, so it's possible that Quincy Crew can do it, too.
I don't know. This is looking scary. One thing that's going for him, somebody on Quincy Crew left the Keen Optic on the ground, and Ursa went and picked it up. So they're able to steal that one away. I don't know if anybody has actually taken it yet.
Oh my god.
Looking. Jason wanted to do something here. Just moving in, but the DP just gets exploded. They destroy Moon afterwards. 2 quick kills again for Quinn. And Quincy crew, they have all of the answers. 10-0.
Let's go.
11 minutes in here and killing off couriers. What?
That was the first EXO from DP. Imagine you're playing this Death Prophet hero. You know, your lane's not that good. You're like, okay, I'm making space so my Earthsphere can make these moves, you know? They don't work out, which is like unfortunate, but you know, I'm still playing my game. I pop EXO, you know, I'm feeling all Chad. Okay, they run away. Ah, shit. And then I still have EXO on, and they just whack me to death. Like, they didn't even like nuke him or anything. They just hit him to death there. That's what feels bad.
Yeah, I mean, click these tier 1 towers on Dire, you know? These things are, they're feeling really good right now.
Like, I think the thing about, like, you're asking whether Brawl can play Viper. And the answer in a vacuum is 100% yes. But can his team play around this Viper in the same way that they would usually play around Bryle? Because, like, what usually happens is that Bryle, like, people say he's far mid, but he makes a lot of rotations for his team. Like, that TP top on any other mid hero, that's a kill. It's a really good rotation. It will change the outcome of that lane. But he's a Viper, so all of a sudden, these plays that his team relies on him to make are not going to happen. Look at Tomato.
Oh, Tomato. He's super dead. Silence.
I love this about Witch Doctor so much. Like,
yes.
The 2-hero smoke with Witch Doctor is one of the best feelings early game.
It is. Witch Doctor's like, I think he's the highest damage 5 for this type of play. Like, obviously, like Phoenix and Team.
Especially in the early game.
But this hero feels so good. If you have a good lane, this hero can 1v5 the game for 5 minutes.
Now he has Voodoo Switcheroo, by the way, which is also just like the coolest shard.
Oh, I thought you meant he had it already. I was like, what? 13 minutes. Oh my god.
He's hacking, you know.
He's hacking.
Smoke up here, like this stuff feels really desperation. Which again, they're in a desperate spot right now for Undying. We talked about like the sort of mental state of the game and like how Quincy crew is going to hold up. It feels like they got pissed and like are trying to take it out on Undying right now because holy moly. This is scary, like how good they're playing this early game here. And again, they find Bryle popping the Monkey King ultimate, which is just going to be able to force them back. So no further fight, at least for now. If they try and fight after this, though, Roland coming. Oh, but the break! Get off of me!
The arrow
now Coil.
Did you say arrow?
Dude, unreal. Finds himself Dubu. Dubu trying to get in position, able to save Bryle finally. That was really close. That great arrow coming from MSS. Omni Slash now as they jump in, trying to throw out what heals they can. Great silence. That could have been a dangerous spin down potential for Yor. Instead, it's going to be a trade of, well, nothing really, but a lot of heroes mid.
Yeah,
they're going to smoke up at the top.
If Oracle's not max arrowed.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
A nice play by Tomato there. Dodging the smoke gank. Yeah, that fight was they popped, that's the second EXO. And they popped this Monkey King out, even if they don't get kills there, they're popping it basically just to defend that mid tower. Now they stalled out that EXO and yeah, I mean, that was not bad for either side, but I think Undying are still feeling a bit of this pressure, right? They had the Atos and Beast for the Viper, and that was their time. Got top lane.
MSS finds the arrow, does a bunch of damage, but now the Magnetize down. Moon wanting to find himself an opening there. Root afterwards as they're going to beat down Leslau. All right, that's what they need.
That's actually a really good kill to get right now, because they need that pressure. Like, honestly, more than any... Oh, they lost mid tower. That's unfortunate. Gets to deny. But they need heroes dead on Quincy Crew's side so they can get their lanes out in order to make moves. So when the teams are really good with Viper pick this hero, I think something that they have is a lot of lane push with him. Because this hero, like, he pushes lanes, but he's really slow between lanes, so he can only push one lane. So if you, like, supplement that with, like, other heroes that can shove these lanes, then you can actually have this hero start to be active and, like, put pressure on the enemy heroes. But instead, they have, like, Oracle and Earth Spirit, which makes it really hard for Brawl to play this game.
Well, another movement back towards mid again as they're going to try and secure these runs. Oh my god.
Oh.
What? That's mine. You can't have it.
A very cheeky play by Quinn, Mr.
That was actually so greedy versus an Earth Spirit.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's sort of safe, right? But if Moon had predicted that, then that's a god tier level play.
Right.
Well, you know, maybe on land.
On land he gets it. For sure. Yeah.
I don't know if he saw him on the ward though, because there is that Radiant Observer.
The ward was placed after.
Got
Puck got it. So like, it was close still. Like, it was just placed. Oh, third EXO of the game going top.
Okay, Saberlight trying to do some damage here. The rest of the heroes of Undying sort of in the areas the arrow goes out, but like they're just chilling in the river. I don't know what's going on right now. Like what their play is. Okay.
Yeah, they're maybe looking for rotations too, right? Because like Saberlight just got the tower, so now they're probably just wondering like where the hell's Quincy crew?
Roll. Can't find Quinn. I mean, he's still sitting with a Witchblade and a DD. If they realize this Rosha's going on, Undying are in a lot of trouble.
They know.
They have an idea.
The arrow comes out. I don't think Mojo's missed an arrow this game yet.
Saberlight, gotta be careful. Roll in. They get the jump, but Quinn trying to chase down this DP gets healed up by that Oracle. Omni Splash going out now as well. The Witch Doctor gets his ulti off, doing a good chunk of damage to Bryle off to the side. They have already lost the Mirana. Quinn thinking about going back in again.
They burned all of Quincy's spells here. Tomato couldn't quite get into the fight, but no one's falling other than Moon. It'd be all right considering the circumstances. They just need to like get the Regoose now.
I think Quincy, they need to stall this game in order for this BKB on Monkey King to come up. Once he has that, he can probably walk into the fight, and then the fights will be more simple. Right now, like no one on Quincy crew can really commit into the fight. So we're just going to see like a lot of shuffling in these fights, and okay, I'm trying to just click around and see like what do Undying need to win these fights, right? Like you have a Yosefter coming out on DP soon. This Viper has his Hood Atos. I think they're gonna wait for like Tomato's Blink and the Yos on DP, and like they can't, like those are items that really let you take a big team fight, but they are items that help you set up for pickoffs. And what they need to do is they need to pick off some key heroes and sort of snowball off that.
They can chain the silence from Moon to Saberlight. That could also be pretty huge.
For sure. I mean, this puck is squishy. He's gone Witch's Blade Blink, and he has no way to take off silence. Like, it's a very, I want to say aggressive, cocky build from him this game, because you're against an Earth Spirit. So, and a DP silence.
Yeah, man, that's a call-out build. That's what that is.
Yeah. I mean, I like it,
better
honestly.
than you.
Yeah. Well, and I think that, like, you know, part of it as well is making sure that he is a force to be reckoned with. Like, if he has to go in and go crazy, like, even if they kill him, maybe that's buying enough space elsewhere, but they have to respond to him no matter what.
I think a smoke coming out for Quincy crew here.
Arcane
It's a
Rune.
very nice smoke pattern if people watch high in their pubs. You push a side lane, and you TP to your mid with your mid support with a smoke, and then you just smoke. It's very fast and hard to react to.
When pops Arcane, has it available, half in a mana pool. With the Clarity running, and Bryle going to be there to break the smoke up high ground. They drop down a sentry ward, don't quite spot him. Arrow goes out, going to be off the mark. Bryle realizing there's people nearby.
And if they had an obs there, like, that smoke was only awkward because they didn't have any observer wards.
Yeah.
It's another thing people should look out for in their pods. You want smoke, you need to save an obs for it.
They had no sentries down on the actual ramp.
Yeah, they would have got a good jump there, I think. They would have seen the Oracle from that. Oh, they're going Roshan again. Another Exo.
He's back up though, except Moonlight. And they have the BKB.
Jump. Already at the start, Oracle's dead to start this one. No buyback. Undying can't go now. They can't do it.
It feels so hard to play. Like, your pickoff is so bad on Undying. So what you have to do is you have to force a fight. But you can't force a fight because they're just being annoying. Like, they have so many long-range spells. Yao's taking a bot tower. Like, it's hard. Like, the thing about, like, look at Quincy Crew's lineup. Like, if someone shows on a lane, you Monkey King stun them, you arrow, Starfall, puck spells. They're dead. Like, what does Undying have that's the equivalent? It's like hard to it's hard to play in the same way.
Yeah, they would need a full commitment, like Tomato actually just dunking in, and then obviously the rotations come from Quincy.
I just need PSA something. I've gotten like 3 messages from people about the like voting for their friend's CSGO team at ESL. That's a scam. Don't click their links for anyone getting that.
Dude, you're like a month late, right?
No, because it's happening again. Like, just
something?
now. I don't know why. Like, it happened before. I know, like, Moo got caught and stuff, but, like,
come on, guys.
It's happening again. Like, stop messaging me.
I love the PSAs. Well done. That's so everybody knows and stays healthy in their
I mean,
stuff
if you get caught by that, like, the first time it's sort of like, it's sort of not a bad scam, but come on, reusing the same one. Like,
so are you gonna call out who it was that got caught? Are you gonna spill some names?
I can't.
Okay.
Period.
Jesus.
How many TIs have they won? That's all I'm asking. I don't want to.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, one of them has won a Korean TI.
Nice.
It's not Blitz.
All right. Fair enough. Oh man, yeah, his
That's
team just goes
right there.
His team goes to the major, and then he just like hands off the keyboard. I fall for all this.
It's actually not Blitz. It's not Blitz.
Oh, Moon.
Less loud. There. Moon, gets interrupted. LOA's still dead, but Tomato has that Maledict on him. The fight brewing as they blow up Dubu. Dubu buys back into this one. They need to play with Saberlight. Stunned, but in a little bit of trouble. Gets lifted up. Okay, still living through that one. Can they get in there in time? Moon gets blown up as well. And with the Oracle coming back, they're going to stop the chase on Quincy crew, but Undying, they're thinking about going up this high ground. The turn now as they find Bryle, the Maledict on him, but the save coming from Dubu. That's what they needed. And now Undying, again, they pop Exorcism. They haven't gotten Roche, and now Quincy crew have another chance to go in and battle if they want to.
Oh, these fights are so well played by both teams. They're just in skirmish mode. They're not committing too hard. You know, there's some big spells coming out, but they're not like, oh, I've used Monkey King out, go, you know? They're keeping a good presence of mind, they're casting the long-range spells, and they're just doing a good job.
Tell the people about that
put on the laser show here, eh?
Yeah.
Got a Deso coming.
Man.
Let's go.
That is insane.
He's essentially making his Monkey King off lane like a carry, right? Well, gonna buff the damage like crazy.
But the other thing is that he has no defensive items and no defensive supports. Like, Quinn Callahan has lost his mind, ladies and gentlemen. He is
best defense is a strong offense, Gabe.
I guess that's true, but this just seems so wild to me. It's like I don't know. Like we've talked about multiple times, the Earth Spirit, the DP silence. It doesn't matter though. The dude's not even taking the Aegis.
You know, he asked the support to buy a medallion. They said no.
Coil comes out, the right-click damage coming through, all of the Omni Slash out onto him. But Yor ends up going in a little bit of trouble now. They jump onto Bryle, blows him up afterwards, and the chase down continues. Arrow out, double kill for the Jug. Sick stuff, again, from Quincy crew. Who needs defensive items?
Yeah, they even got on top of the puck with silence there, but he just knows his limits. He's pushing them, and they overcommit on him. They get a good Omni Slash, and man, like these engagements, like I just want to stress, they're so hard for Undying to take right now. Like they basically need Ursa to kill someone before the fight starts in order to win at this point, I think, which is possible. So, you know, don't turn off the stream.
We've got more tiebreakers to come after this one anyways, with people potentially getting relegated. Definitely getting relegated.
Those are important games.
Totally.
Anyways, I really like Yawar. He does this sorry, Yawar's Jug build. Also the guy, but he does this Jug build.
I don't actually like Yawar.
I love Yawar. But he always goes for this like Nailstorm, Manta, Scotty plus Shard thing, and the spin is just so strong right now. Like it's super fun.
Definitely. I think that, you know, we've been seeing the Shard obviously be so good, but then even in the mid game, it can just be so much damage coming out as Quinn hooks up high ground. Silence.
Messed up.
Has he finally been punished? He has. Okay. Well,
he tried to get the instant blink off instead of waiting for a phase shift, because he knew like after his phase shift he would have to turn to blink, and you know they just get the clutch there. Sometimes like in these games, like it looks unwinnable, but sometimes you just need to clutch it, you know? Like I know, I said it before, but Matu says this apparently a lot. I don't know, Kezu played with him. And he says like, guys, we just need to clutch it. And then sometimes they come high ground and you just clutch your carry or you clutch your mid there. And all of a sudden the tempo of the game's going your way. They're smoke up, they're looking to snowball, they're gonna take mid tower. Like, that's a good pick. We've got a game on our hands now.
Actually get the mid tower, yeah. And maybe even MSS here if he decides to take a wrong turn, but I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, good reaction by MSS, or just Quincy crew in general, not to bleed kills here. I know I played some party kill with Mojo, and he's very frustrated when he's telling me and my friends, guys, let's stop bleeding kills after we've fed 7 times after 1 death. But
it's the way of it, isn't it? I saw your DK game last night. That was fun. Anyways, don't worry.
That was a rough one. That was a fun game, actually.
It's okay. You can play 5 DK. That's cool.
Well, anyways, it's a 9,000 gold lead now, and like you were talking about, not knowing to bleed kills, but more importantly for Undying, they've got to kind of sort of like build off of that momentum.
I think the best thing they got was this ward mid.
Right.
Actually, pretty nice.
That is true, because they need to play for these pickoffs. So when you need to play for pickoffs, these lane wards are really good for that. Just see someone and you bop them.
Minute and a half left on Roche.
Nice healing ward snipe. Nice healing ward snipe.
So we have a little bit of time to try and get this pressure onto the tier 2, and obviously Undying still hanging on to hope for getting their outpost back eventually. Saberlight just gets stunned, just gets jumped. Oh my god, Dubu moving into position, pops it right there, and immediately Quincy crew try and run away. And it looks like they'll be able to back out now. If they want to reinitiate, there's an opening here.
That's a long cooldown for Oracle now. That hero's been nerfed over and over. It's 100. Oh!
Ryle catches an arrow, immediate jump afterwards, spin. Trying to go in though. Yeah, it's a good point. He's still surviving. Roll though onto Quinn. Oh, but the save coming from the Monkey King, and you are barely at 50 HP. As he walks away, the tower almost going to take him down, ages down, and now turns onto Ryle. That's 2 dead. Saberlight still living through this one, but the pressure coming from Quincy. And they do it. I mean, they don't have Quinn still, so they're gonna have to play this one a little bit safe.
I think this is a pretty good use of your Aegis. You forced, it was about to expire, I think, right? And then they forced out an Exo and some pressure on the tower. Like I think Quincy crew are okay right now, just keeping map control. Something that's like Ursa's usually a jug counter, but when you get to like Scotty and stuff to stop, like stuff to kite the Ursa, Jug actually can become pretty good versus Ursa. It's really hard to fight him. And he actually has my favorite item in Jug, the Mindbreaker, because when you spin, you can right-click people and proc all your on-hit. So he's gonna spin and proc Scotty, Maelstrom, and Mindbreaker. So just do a ton of damage.
Wow, that's broken. And then he's gonna have the Ags for the Omni too. And well, speaking of Ags, it's also one finished up by Lelis. So
I think something that's really apparent here is like, because of the start of this game, what happens when like a team has a bad start is that the farm distribution gets really skewed. Because if you have a bad start, your supports can still make the map farmable for your cores. But what happens, your supports would never have any space on the map. And you can see the difference in support net worth. Like Moon is, you know, he's got his Ghost Scepter. That's the best choice for him. But Mojo, he has Spear Vessel, he has the yields, he's gonna work on that Aghanim Scepter, and the impact from the supports is really hard for the Undying side.
One of those things that like just sort of makes Philosopher's Stone so nice to get on some of these games, and makes you really feel it if you don't get it when you're down like this. Definitely for Undying.
We're gonna see a fight over this bottom shrine. I think it's Quincy could really want to get this away from Undying. The EXP, ooh, they're just looking for a fight here.
They're looking to take that one. Oh, they're right together! Oh my god, the coconut bounce is devastating. Ryle did not get a chance to play Dota as he got exploded. Dude, how often do you see a play like that of a Witch Doctor? So nice.
That hero's good. I mean, honestly, like that was just a really good identification for Quincy crew. Like they saw that they're taking a shrine. They showed our Monkey King top while they're doing this. And then he has this, he doesn't have a shard, but that hero's just really fast on the map, that level 15 talent. So he shows top, and he still makes it to the fight at the enemy, to the right of the enemy mid tier 2. And those types of plays, like a lot of people are watching, they're like, oh, how are you getting caught by that? But if the enemy shows their hero top, you think that some area is safe, and like, they even read it, right? Like, they were walking away ultimately.
Got him, but Jubu behind, able to save him, pop the exorcism, as they will kill off one. Can they find any more afterwards, though? Saberlight still running in. Leslau up on the high ground. Moon didn't manage to take down that tree. He explodes, and now Saberlight on the wrong side of a Wukong's command. He also falls. Quincy crew again, just looking so solid here. 6 of 25. They take over the map. They got the outposts. They're getting bounty runes. Roche is possible being back up in 40 seconds. They're just cooking on all fronts.
They have no way to. Oh man.
Oh, now again.
Chase looking for it. Can they kill him? That's good. That's really needed. Jumps down to the low ground and rage afterwards. Tomato trying to get out of there. TP won't be able to complete. It was looking good for a moment, but only a moment as 4 end up dying. And I mean, they have a catapult now with the healing ward behind him. There's no glyph. This might go down. This might be a full set of racks if they're not careful.
There's nothing in these teamfights that actually gives Tomato confidence. Like Foil, Monkey King ulti, cast, anything like that. Like that's all confidence for me if I'm a core on Quincy. Like when do I jump in as Tomato? Like he just uses 10-second blink BKB for the first time.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. That's a really good point. Like I've been trying to talk about why it's hard for Undying to make these moves compared to Quincy, but you hit it right on the head there. Like usually on Ursa, someone stuns, you blink on them and you kill them. but he literally has nothing to stun for. Like, Earth Spirit Roll is not a reliable stun.
No, not until you're like level 20 some or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Like, what happened that last fight, the fight before the last one, was that he jumped the Witch Doctor. He got that pick off. Like, that's really good by him. That's good target acquisition. It's good play. But, like, that's all he can go for. And you don't want to be in that position as a carry.
Right. Well, Quinn, again, pushing up this top lane, has the BKB completed, eyeing up the Lincolns for the moment. But Roche, it's capable of respawning right now. It's going to be another minute and a half. So a relatively long respawn across the potential possibilities there. But still, you can see Quincy crew, they're not being quite as oppressive across the map as we saw before. As you can see that Undying's still able to farm their triangle a little bit, get a couple of these waves here and there. But it's not great. It's still looking really tough.
Ooh. And Leslaw's actually going for the Nullifier. I think when Ursa was becoming more popular, people are thinking like, how can I deal with this hero? Because he's really strong right now. One of the best counters to this hero is you just put a Nullifier on him. Because it persists through the ultimate, and he can never overpower. If you get it on him before he can BKB, he cannot use his overpower.
Yeah.
And then he's just not a hero. Yeah. So I really like that.
Well,
how am I getting more messages with a scam?
Everyone's just copy pasting it now, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
I'm getting messages about people warning me about the scam that people are getting scammed.
I'm glad that you're doing this service though for the community, letting them know. You know, through your pain, we're all learning. That's important. But yeah, still waiting around this Roche pit continuously. Puck has gone for that like slightly more survivable build now and is going to push out this bottom lane while simultaneously Undying just sort of tooting around the high ground, ready for a fight.
You know, they should change the scam to like tell you that there's a scam going around and to click this link to see if your account has been compromised.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, man, I'd be a great scammer.
Oh my God. Just enter your social security number here. Everything's fine. So.
Yeah. So, we're looking for Undying's timing here. Like, what is their attempt to break that comeback in this game? And apparently,
This'll probably
they're just gonna get picked off.
Yeah, Moon in some trouble yet again. Interrupt that roll.
So hard.
Super duper dead.
Like, it's still the same. You need to find a pick on a ward. Oh, they're
BKB out as well. Coil tries to bring him. They buy back on Moon. This is a big jump in. I mean, they gotta win this fight. Leslau gets down the ulti. Exorcism is out, but Bryle already dead, and now the chase down for more. Moon gonna die back there as Saberlight is just gonna get chased yet again. He manages to get out of there, but Quinn will not be denied. Turns back onto Dubu, tries to get out of there. Goes for the phase shift. Everybody around him, and the root. Well played by Dubu there. So they finally are able to punish Quinn with a bunch of buybacks. But are they going for round two?
Still want to go.
Oh my God, Tomato pops that enrage. Good jump to the low grounds.
There it is. Confidence in an item. The Abyssal.
Whoa, Abyssal, turn. They weren't expecting it. They were ready. You are. He gets blown up. Quincy crew going a bit too far there, and Tomato makes the punish happen. But the coconuts might be enough to let him get out of there. Juggernaut buyback. Okay, all right.
I don't want to give it up.
This is scary. Leslau is just outside of the pit. Do they have any vision over here? It doesn't look like it on the side of Undying.
This makes me want to go in the pit to see if I can get the puck buyback too. Of course, then do you just all die is the question.
Right.
What's going on? Quincy crew are falling apart. Like this, they're dying. The jug has
wait,
to buy
he has
back.
to spell lifesteal. Won't you see that he's hitting the money?
It's hitting Roche.
Too,
oh,
so
yeah, Roche too.
Oh my God, they just forced
buybacks.
3 buybacks. Dude. Then he's up 20k and you're forcing 3 buybacks.
I think this has to do with that philosophy of Quincy crew. I'm just like full
honestly,
power team fights all the time.
This is just small. This is honestly just poor play from them, I think. This is not the standard I think they've set for themselves.
Are you suggesting they make mistakes too?
Roll in.
Moon's going
Moon wanting to salvage something for his team here. He's dead though. Turn around. Now Bryle. Leslau thinking about popping the ulti, doesn't drop it yet. Now finally gonna go for it. But they haven't gotten the lockdown onto Bryle here. He's over on the outside of the pit, but still in trouble. Saved by the Oracle. And now thinking about going in for more. I mean, he's taking so much damage here. Eul Scepter lift up onto Tomato. Bryle still in trouble. Doesn't end up dying though. Arrow comes out afterwards. This dude is taking everything. Eventually, it's too much as they find the kill. Now, Quincy, after a sloppy couple of minutes here are going to move into the pit and try and take this one down. Can Undying do anything to contest, really? They got Blink Tomato.
Tomato's going to go in for this.
I mean, Quinn's over there as well. Coil dropped down onto one. Who's he going for? Wanted to go onto Quinn, but couldn't catch him. And now the Yule Scepter lift up. Tomato in trouble, pops the BKB, has Enrage available afterwards. Overpower, wants to chase. Roland coming for Moon, who's back to life yet again. Omni Splash out. It's not looking like it's quite going to connect, but there's the chase. There's the turn. Undying finds it, gets another kill. Moon again in trouble. MSS going to finish him off. Tomato still alive. The entire game on his back, along with Saberlight, who gets that silence off. Oh my God, that Spirit Vessel is bringing him down lower and lower as Quinn got bashed by Roche. That might be enough to save Saberlight. He's gonna try and TP out of there. Do they find him? Not quite in time. Barely getting out of there. What a wild freaking fight.
What's happening, guys?
I don't know.
Help! Okay, mid-rack's getting hit by siege wagons. Quinn with his Chad build just gonna solo Roshan or something, but these fights are insane. Like they're kiting each other so well, and what that means is like the moment you overstep and the kiting team's in a good mindset, they're gonna turn on you. And like Yawar, he didn't get Omni Slash off. He didn't even get spit off that fight.
Yeah.
That was a great play by Moon to come back in. He's been a little bit explosive. Like he died too much instantly in a lot of these team fights, but that was a really quality roll in plus double silence.
To be honest, he's playing Earthspirit exactly how it feels like to play Earthspirit from behind. Yeah. Like you have to go in to make space in your team and then report you because you have a lot of deaths. But like that's your job, you know? Like, you gotta do what you gotta do. And now Quinn, he has this Aegis, so he can continue playing like a psycho.
You know, Ali, it's interesting to me in particular with you here because this reminds me a little bit of one of those games that we saw in Quincy Crew all the way back at the Chongqing Major, where they were playing against J-Storm in that best of one in the lower division. Things looked really good, and then it fell apart. You were the coach during that team.
Is that the game? Wait, is that the game we had Tidehunter for Visage mid?
No, but it was the one where you had Terrorblade mid, and it was Bryle playing OD.
No, don't talk about that game.
But it was against Bryle, and it's you know, not exactly the same Quincy Crew. There were 4 gaming at that point, but it feels like things are getting a little bit wild.
No.
I don't know.
I remember that game. Yeah, we never pressed Ravage and Meta together.
Does it feel at all similar where like Quincy Crew are losing control
Quincy
at all?
Crew, I mean, I think that game we were not up like 20k, and like honestly, the players from Quincy Crew, they're a bit cocky, but they're still in control of this game.
All right.
Like they have the Aegis, they're still up 30k. If they get their stuff together, like they're completely fine in this game. But I want to say, like, Undying have done a really good job. Like, their execution on punishing the errors from Quincy Crew has been perfect. Like, every single time I think a hero has the potential to die, they're already killing him. And that's just good luck. Ooh, DP with the Spell Prism as well. He's actually starting to be a force in these fights. He's got his core items up.
Well, what are our buybacks right now? Ursa, DP. No buyback on Oracle. Buyback only on MSS too, in terms of timers, which is pretty crazy. Now Ursa buys out for the Satanic.
It's only DP and Miranda buyback, so the next clash, like this is going to be a big one.
He wants the big item. He wants the big stick on the bear.
Ooh, that's a Spell Prism on Puck. That's a big item as well.
Huh. This is that if Ursa can get that Rapier, I mean, he's already got the Abyssal for the lockdown. He's got Satanic. Like, Tomato is definitely a monster in this game.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, shout out to him. Like, the game has been so bad for him. Like, he's 5k ahead of everyone else in the game somehow. Like, he's been playing this game really well. And in team fights, like, he's been getting the instant kills that they need. Like, I remember there was like a Witch Doctor tier 2 mid, but he's been like just consistently putting out more damage than honestly should in this position, considering how much Quincy Crew have to like kite him. But now the Nullifier's out on Monkey King, so if they ever see this Ursa and they get this Nullifier on him, like, it does not do good things to that hero.
Leveler gonna be taken as well at this point. Although
does Penta Edge Sword work on Monkey King?
I don't know.
I would assume it does.
It should. And I don't know any reason why
that's pretty
it
cool, right? Like the overlap is that much bigger, and that's a big deal.
Reminds me of like ability draft when you get it on a ranged hero.
Oh yes. Actually, I remember when they first put this hero in the game, when they first put Quiver in the game, your Quiver hit on every single monkey illusion. That was like super cool. But yeah, anyways.
Vision 4 monkey bashing. Good times.
Oh yeah, very fun.
So next setup
Puck
here
has
as well.
Hex queued up. It's pretty much finished. He just needs like 10 gold for it. So now they have Quincy, they have a lot of long range stuff, but as the game got longer, they started to lack like the hard stun to go with it because they just have BKB and Eos. With this Hex, they throw the Hexes on, same thing. Hex, long range spell, Death Lord, Arrow, Monkey King Stun, etc. They're gonna be able to kill someone with no committal, and as we've been seeing in the fights, like it's a lot of kiting in the fights. If you can burst on without having to commit, then you're sort of nullifying the kiting potential of the enemy team.
But only a minute left on the Aegis or so no real point of pressing forward for Quincy. Gonna hang back. Finish out map
I'm also
control.
surprised Yaoer didn't buy his Juggernaut shard. I thought he almost always bought the item.
He has been jumping around a lot since that buyback between his items. Like he's had the Ags queued up for a long time, and now he's going back for the Abyssal instead.
Stormcrafter picked up now as well for the Ursa. That one's probably going to be passed over. And at least for now, you can see, I mean, the kill score has always favored Quincy Crew this game. But they're sort of, obviously defending their high ground. It's going to be easier for Undying to fight around this area, more likely than not.
They're back up to this 20k lead. But I want to say, like, if the total net worth is 100,000 for both teams, or one team's 100,000, one team's 120,000, but that's a lot better for you than if it's 60,000 versus 80,000. Just because the percentage of gold you're behind is a lot less. So
Yeah, I mean, Quinn is 21,000 net worth, so he goes in a little too deep.
Exactly.
We're
like,
even.
They have no buybacks. I mean, the buybacks are coming out cooldown, but Quinn actually doesn't have gold for it. Yaoer has gold for it, but
well, and you mentioned the
pretty crazy, so he might just buy out.
You mentioned the Hex for Puck. Like for a long time, he had that Lincoln's queued up, so he doesn't really have that defense against a jump Abyssal. So it feels like as often these games come down to, it's going to be a lot about the vision that each team has.
For sure. I mean, Mojo almost has his E-Blade, which will sort of like Quincy Crew, what they're doing really well right now is I think their mid game is shaky, but their itemization has been really good against, like they've identified what kills them on the Undying team, and they're just itemizing against it. Because I mean, I'm saying this again, so I'm just repeating myself like a boring person, but you're kiting in fights. Like when the fights are really kitey, you play and itemize to like either supplement the kiting or to stop your opponent for kiting.
Interesting.
Like, if they see this Hex on Puck, I'm pretty sure they'll kill before staff on the supports of Undying, so when someone gets Hex, you can just force staff them and reset the fight.
Well, again, 44 minutes as the Aegis had been reclaimed just recently. Getting ready for the next round of it, most likely, as we get closer and closer to this 50-minute mark. Ward in the mid lane there.
He didn't bottle the Arcane Rune. He chose to keep the DD bottled over the Arcane Rune. Not too sure if that was a conscious choice, he just forgot he had the DD. But Puck is DD Arcane right now. I think they might smoke.
Time to party.
I think you're right.
I lied.
I think he just forgot. Although they might think there's a smoke going on or something. I'm not sure. Because they saw them walk up the hill, so maybe they thought that they were about to smoke and come in. The way he orbed and was checking the runes or the pillar carefully.
How the teams are playing, like, they have no buyback. I can understand also. Honestly, I wouldn't want to smoke there either, just because there's no buyback. I just thought he popped both of them. Maybe he's smoking. But, they're going to fight into vision here.
Combo.
Ooh, deadly. But again, MSS, the rest of Quincy Crew, they saw this as they passed by this ward over by where the tier 2 tower used to be mid. So recognizing it, nicely played there. I like that. You denied the bounty. He denied the bounty with the illusion.
Oh, nice cheeky play there. I mean, with how the teams are playing, this next Roshan is going to determine the game.
Right.
I mean, if Undying get it, maybe not determine the game, but I mean, if they don't get it, I think they should be able to just go high ground on Quincy Crew.
I mean, they're putting Tomato into the creep camp. Say, oh wait, he just bought the shard because he's not going to get the rapier in time.
I like that. I don't know what that shard does, but
it's the enrage.
Oh, enrage for 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay. I can actually see that working out this game. He's going to hit a lot of times in a row versus the melee cores on Quincy Crew. Usually that shard is sort of sus, but right now both teams are thinking about this Roshan, which means that they're both going to save all their buybacks. We're about to see a 10v10 brawl here.
Yeah, Moon just did the same thing though, because he saw that he needs the shard as well for that big team fight. He's low on stones and he was getting worried, so he just bought it.
That's sort of because they need to keep vision of the Roshan, right?
Yeah.
That's why he did it. It's like
really good.
So he's decided that the vision is more important than the buyback on him, which I agree with. That's a really good
I mean,
play.
he's really close. He actually only needs 600 gold.
For buyback?
Yeah, that seems insane.
He's having a roughy rough.
Okay, Atos. Lift up afterwards. LOA throws out the cast. Gonna bounce around a couple times, but they back out. Yeah, that vision thing is gonna be really interesting. I actually haven't seen it. Is there a way that you can tell that the stones give vision if you're Quincy Crew?
Absolutely zero way to tell. The only way to tell is if you see the Earth Spirit and he heads the shard. And if you put a stone down and then buy the shard, that stone instantly gains vision too.
Ooh. So they have vision right now in the pit. They see this. That's really cool.
It's an awesome shard. It's very good when you're sieging. It's actually like kind of broken when you're sieging.
Arrows go out again. That stone is going to expire that was in the pit.
The thing is actually not going for the E-Blade. Switching up to the... Oh, God. Moon was almost dead there.
Yeah, it was really close.
But he's basically just trying to make it so that Yoar kills the entire team.
Yeah. I mean, I like that play. There's a lot of physical damage coming up from Undying. Jug is one of the best buff carriers.
In the pit. There's not a stone in there. They haven't been able to drop one yet. They're going to see it in just a moment here, though, as they drop the stone down, ready to jump at a moment's notice. Wukong's command already out. They have to back away. Tomato ready to jump as well if they want to go on him, but breaking the Blink Dagger and the coil up on the high ground for all three of them. Roland tries to make it happen, but Moon able to snatch the Aegis. Oh, what a play. Did he get anything else afterwards?
He killed the Roche. But he didn't get the
Noir snatched the Aegis. Excuse me. That would have been much better. I just saw him back alive again, but that's a buyback. Never mind.
A bit of a cheeky buyback there. I mean, they're not going to take that fight anymore, but obviously the Roshan snipe, it's a good deal of golden EXP.
Where's the shard? Does anyone see it?
Was that an egg shard?
Yeah, it was a refresher shard.
Oh, refresher shard.
Did he instantly burn it on Moon?
He might have. I don't know.
He might have picked it up, used it, and tried to grab the Aegis.
Oh, if he got that refresher shard, that was
because he still's magnetized. Or he's the I don't know. Yeah. I don't know where it is. It's gone, though.
Maybe he killed it? KYXY?
Yeah, maybe.
Although I will say, I killed the Aegis in one of my pubs. It happens easier than you think it does. So.
Right.
That's what they all say after it happens.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Also, it wasn't my fault. I was lagging. My team couldn't hear me.
There you go.
I was all robotic and lagging.
And 25,000 gold lead again, and Quincy Crew, I mean, getting that Aegis is just going to be so clutch for them. It feels like it's going to be really hard to stop this pressure with, I guess that, again, Juggernaut doesn't have his Aghanims yet. So that's one of the sort of better ways that you can siege with Jug, which he doesn't have access to. He can still go up and spin and punch stuff probably, but we'll see how it goes.
I think Quincy Crew want to get all the lanes in before they go high ground here. I'm a bit surprised they're not pushing on this top lane. Like, that's a lot of pressure on top right now. Honestly, like, I can see the nerves happening right now. Like, the decisions aren't as crisp as they usually are from Quincy Crew.
Oh, God, this is so dicey.
Hojo?
Dangerous.
Very dangerous. Left on the hill, start right-clicking the enemy Ursa.
They're wild right now.
It's really good reaction from Undying. They got the ward on the high ground there. They might be able to take a fight off it.
Oh, the pull.
For it. Silence. BKB, coil onto both with the sheep afterwards. On to the Ursa, but he takes the arrow. Well played right there. Meanwhile, on the other side, Ryo going to be safe for the moment. Ghost Scepter out as well. But with a couple heroes dead, GP has to buy back. Dubu also in trouble as Leslie turns onto him. The jump forward tries to blow one up, but he gets lifted up in that Yule Scepter. Tomato Hex and now bouncing back and forth in the Omni Slash, but he gets bashed as he comes out of it. The full control going to drop. Saberlight also going to get ran down here. Duar still hanging onto that Aegis. They turn onto the tier 3 tower. Everybody's dead, and now eyes on the prize. Quincy Crew, they want to go to the major. They want to be the other team representing it. And unless there's some type of a miracle here, they might have just done it.
So yeah, I mean, you know what beats nerves? And like playing slightly off your game?
40,000 gold.
40k net worth, man. But sometimes you can just click your way through a fight.
All falling into place. Yoar calls it nicely done. Quincy Crew, ladies and gentlemen, going to take second in the NADPC, and they're going to the major.
Well done. And wow, tiebreaker's shorter than anticipated. I don't know. I was kind of hoping for the big round robin to keep going. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Same Z's.
But there still is potential for that in the lower division. And obviously, I think if you look at sort of the state of the NADPC throughout the season, it's felt like Quincy Crew versus Evil Geniuses. And Quincy Crew has sort of proven themselves time and again throughout even during the COVID era when we were sort of everywhere else and games weren't happening as consistently, they've looked really solid. So I think that it's good that they're going to be able to go to the major. It's got to hurt for Undying, who again, is this bugbear and this monkey on their back that was sort of like clawing at them. They're trying to get the win. They were able to take it, and then in these best of ones, they come up just a little bit short. But it's Dota sometimes.
I do think that Undying has really proven how good at Dota they are as a team. I hope that they keep working together and practicing, because honestly, these games were close. Like, it came down to best of one tiebreakers, and I don't think they got to show what they are truly made of in this one game.
Of course.
And
yeah. I mean, no pro Dota player is ever going to say that best of one Dota is Dota. You know what I mean?
Right.
It is not a best
really
of one
not.
game.
But that's sometimes what you have to do when it comes down to these multiple team tiebreakers. And of course, some of it also is making sure that you close out the games throughout the regular season so you don't end up in these positions as well. Undying, I think they've grown a ton as a team throughout the season. Same for Quincy Crew and EG. And those are going to be the two teams that are representing North America at the major. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Maybe they'll be able to, perform well and pull a couple more slots back to good old NA.
Yeah.
There you go. But for now, at least, we're going to head on back to the panel, let them break down the action. First to a break, and when we come back, again, we have that second round of the 3-team tiebreaker that we're looking at to figure out who is the other team that's going to be relegated from the NA DPC. Don't go anywhere.